Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome back to Tomes and Tales RPG. The Pot's Hollow adventure continues as we see the party recovering from a gnoll attack, as it seems more is happening beyond what our party can see. Not a lot to cover on that one right now, but all of that and more on tonight's episode of Tomes and Tales. Ooh!
Well, what happened there? I guess this is the perfect time to introduce our brand new opening sequence. A story from Tomes and Tales RPG.
And welcome back. Everyone just rolling stuff at random.
Look, these guys just came out of jail.
I rolled a hit Voyage in my sleep.
How much damage?
Sneak attack.
Yeah.
Critical
Surprise
hit.
round.
So, Pot's Hollow in the last 2 or so hours of the evening was burning. As it seems more than just the tribe were displaced by the foul beast running amok in the deep wood outside of Pot's Hollow. The quaint village found itself accosted by a ravenous pack of gnolls, the fiends launching a raid in the dead of night. The party led a counter-assault at the entrance to the village and felled their strongest warriors, forcing a collapse of the command structure, and the survivors that were still running rampant in the woods disappeared. And the party quickly jumped to aid the village, use Zero touching base with her newfound magic, Voyage using his skills being adept at nature, stopping the apothecary from burning. And it seems that the attack came from all sides, and some of the tribesfolk went down. But alas, losses were had, but we persevered because we must. And eventually the party went back to Petunia's home, and everyone found rest again, except for Zero, who, luckily enough, did get a full night's rest the night before and sat out on the porch with the big gauge, Southern Grandma style, and kept watch over the property. But now we return. The smell of burnt, thatching and leaves still forces its way upwind and into everyone's nostrils. What embers were left slowly dissipated into the early hours of the morning. The soft murmuring of whatever people had awoken early or who simply stayed awake after the kerfuffle can be heard ever so faintly, especially by you being outside, ever so faintly in the distance. But the air is thick with fear and disbelief. Even the matron of the wilds can't be everywhere at once. Sometimes her eyes must wander somewhere else. But we'll go back to Petunia's home. So Zero, you're already awake, so we'll start with you. So you guys were awoken at 4 o'clock in the morning when the gnolls attacked, and you need another 8 hours. So what would that be? That'd be midday? 12 o'clock? Midday, yeah. So it's midday by the time you're like, yeah, they've slept enough, I can get them up now. But I put that to you. This is your boat now.
She probably, when it starts to get close to midday and she can sort of still hear that there's silence within the house, she kind of will go inside, look at the clock and go, oh, you can't be sleeping in too much. And then she'll double check the lounge, see the lounge is empty, have another small smile to herself. And then she'll go and wake up her kids first. Mm-hmm. She'll do the classic mum move where it's a...
I respected your privacy by knocking, but I'm coming in now.
And she'll have a look at Voyage on the floor and Zeph in the bed. And then we'll kind of go, oh, you know what, I'm going to...
No.
and then
Shoot them.
puts a pillow down first.
This world is too dark for you.
And she'll approach Voyage first, and you can see like that the foot goes up, and then she gently puts it down. She's trying to follow Petunia's example, and then she will just quietly squat down and gently rustle Voyage a bit. Wakey, wakey.
It's just a hand kind of comes up, so like, fuck off, dog. And it rolls over.
And like, as you go, like, fuck off, dog, you get like a. She then.
It's the Bart Simpson and Homer scream.
And then she does what she used to do to her kids when they wouldn't get up from a gentle awakening. And because she's learned that even though the horns are sturdy, if they're still attached to the head, it can still be quite sensitive. So she grabs one of his horns and then shakes it a little bit. Said, wake up.
He's awake after like the third shake, but he's still going, why is the world shaking?
She'll give him like a light smack on the forehead to wake him up. And then she sits on the edge of the bed where Zephyr's, wake up, wake up.
Slight touch, Zeph will be awake to the slight touch.
All right.
Oh, fuck, I'm out.
I hate it here.
They would have learnt that from their parents. It's like, wake up, I'm awake.
They are so good. Why can you not be like them?
Just because they're the golden child. He's in the kitchen. You hear him angrily getting out a cup, but he still places it down gently.
You just like, I look out the front window and he's finding a big stick and he like ties a little checkered hanky around it and throws it over his shoulder, looks back and goes, I'm going home.
I'm getting on a boat and going home.
And then she'll kind of just approach Petunia and Hugle's door and she'll listen for a bit, and if she doesn't hear that they're rustling and getting up, she'll just very lightly.
And what does it, when the camera pans through, what do we see?
Say, if you're on board with it, somewhere through the night, Petunia's definitely like in her sleep, dead asleep, rolled over and closed the distance.
Hugle's the little spoon.
Little jetpack phone through the night. A couple of pedals just go.
Jesus Christ.
And yeah, I'd imagine that if Hugle kind of wakes up to that it has Petunia sort of closed and wrapped around, he would kind of pull her in tight and not want to get out of bed. And you'd hear a whisper of a saying, "Fuck off!" No, I'm kidding. That's not actually
Her hand like shakily goes towards the knob. Must respect privacy. Must respect.
God, I'm tempted to cast Banish on you.
You
Honestly, do it. It'll be a vacay for her, honestly.
You hear the water in the background. He goes, "Aren't you the least bit curious?"
Oh. Roll a persuasion check.
Be like, what, a 24?
Oh my god. Yeah, you hear like a but it's like only enough and like there's a little black eye that's like kind of like and then you hear oh and then just like
She's got a passive perception of 17. I feel like she would have woken up to that.
Yeah, sure.
yeah, absolutely.
So, like, wakes up, like, doors open, looks over, and it's like this really quick, like, oh, and then like goes bright red, like rolls over.
Hugle pretends to still be asleep.
Yeah, she like rolls over really quickly and then like carefully gets up to like make sure that she doesn't wake us.
Perception.
Yeah.
Perception. You can do perception or insight, actually.
Same for me.
Okay.
What did you get?
2.
You'll get it.
You can tell he's faking it.
Perception's a -1, so 16.
Yeah, she notices that. Goes even brighter red. And just commits to the bit and tries to like shuffle out. And just like, he's asleep, he's asleep, he's asleep, he's asleep.
You know full well he's not.
She's trying to make herself believe that.
I was gaslighted. Oh my god, I was gaslighted.
It's like opens the door and like tries so hard to like not look in that direction. It's like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
Hugo knows how awkward you are, so just lets you get away with it.
Zero is like waiting like 2 paces outside the door, like leaning against the wall with arms folded, and the like glasses are a little bit further down the nose, and there's like a bit of a smug smile on her face. Sleep well?
You bitch.
Yeah. Have a good look.
Fantastic.
You perverted bitch.
I stand corrected.
Alright, and just like scurries around, goes to the kitchen.
She kind of like follows with like apologetic arms out, like following.
So bright.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to embarrass you, but it's midday, and I thought maybe you wouldn't want to let the day waste away, because I know that you would be concerned about the state that the village is in.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. Coffee?
Coffee would be fantastic,
Yes.
thank you.
Goes to the kitchen, makes your coffee, makes her tea.
Zero will follow her around like a lost puppy at the promise of coffee.
Voyage is still in there, grumpily boiling the kettle equivalent.
And eventually, Hugo, you'll hop out of bed and follow.
Give it a couple of minutes to allow the ruse to continue.
Oh, I love these guys.
You smug,
just woke up.
you smug bastard. The dog from across the room's like,
I love the idea of like a very silent but awkward morning for everyone involved.
it's a lot of this. It's like,
Yeah.
So,
If it helps, I barely saw anything.
Do you need armor? Are we picking up armor today?
Yeah, I also want to go check on Rat and Pigeon. Because they borrowed Rat and Pigeon.
I might go check on the apothecary as well.
God, I'm so tempted to cast Banish on you.
Zero's like got the shovel and she's like, they were just sleeping, everyone. It was just innocent sleep. Okay, there's nothing to...
Can I insight check?
yeah. Deception or persuasion, Zero?
I think neither. I'm just, I'll just do a... Oh, yeah, that's not great. That's a 12 for... I mean, well, it wouldn't really be deception.
It's an 11.
I mean, either deception or persuasion.
The idea is if Voyage was to roll on his
probably
insight and you were
persuasion,
persuaded, it basically means that he believes what you're telling him.
Yeah, I'd probably go
And-
with persuasion because she's technically not lying.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
So I'd go with persuasion. So that'd be a plus
How
3.
awkward
So
does Petunia look?
She's getting more and more flustered by the second and is avoiding
Roll
eye
a
contact with
charisma
me
saving
as
throw.
well.
my charisma's also not great. I'm going on a vacation, guys. I'm going on a fucking vacay. It is. I've got a -1
I hope we had a nice vacay,
That's
but he
a
should have
big
stayed
fat
away.
I
5.
just used a 4th level spell.
Where am I for my vacation?
Puff of smoke, you're gone. Hugo's eyes just go back.
I
to
believe they
purple.
go to the ethereal plane, correct?
They go to, if they're from our plane, they go to a safe alternate plane. Like,
So you basically just get shunted into a pocket dimension. You want to know what I reckon the pocket dimension for your banishment looks like? I reckon it's fully an endless graveyard with like falling ravens
They don't
feathers.
go to a harmless demi plane if they're from our plane.
Yep. So you all of a sudden just go, and you are in an endless graveyard with like dead trees and just the cawing of ravens in the background and just a grey sky.
Did you just put 0 into a out?
Where is she?
She'll be back. Wait a minute.
Zero like, boop. Well, this is fucking morbid.
You're there for 1 minute and then he will return.
Yeah, so because it's not combat round, so you go for 1 minute and then whoosh, you get shunted back into reality.
Where did you go? What was that?
I went to this place where there was just statues of Petunias everywhere.
What?
Big worshipping statues of you, Petunia, almost like
Statues
an
going around.
obsession.
Bad at night.
Do it again!
Again!
Yeah, the water is like, that was awesome. Do it again. Make him mad again.
Zero will then just give a firm pat on the back to Hugle, kind of like a. That was pretty fancy.
I seem to have gotten some new spells.
Right. Very fancy.
It's amazing.
Time. Gives you a wink.
It's amazing what reading a book will get you. You hear that in the background.
I don't know how to read.
Aren't you like 67 and you don't know how to read?
I will have you not. Well, yes, actually. I am actually. Thank you.
Okay, calm down. We haven't even gone on a honeymoon yet.
Where would you want to go?
We'll talk about this later.
Oh, fine.
There's a lot of places we can go.
Yeah, look, I know.
Your
I
face
really
is going
think- I really think she's either got BPD or something's eating her brain. I'm leaning into a little fairy brainworm.
Meanwhile, you're in the background. Yes, honeymoon.
All Zeph pictures for the Fae like worm eating like brain eating worm like fairy thingy is just a worm with fairy wings. It's just like
Okay, but so what was the game plan? Petunia, you wanted to go to the apothecary, you wanted to check on Rat and Pigeon.
And pick up dog's
And
armor,
pick up dog's armor.
assuming everything went all right there.
Mm-hmm. And was there any other game plans for everybody else?
I've got to pick up my armor.
So you guys are going together.
Yeah.
You've got to pick up your outfit. Cool.
I have one other thing I'd like to add,
Yes.
but it's a direct interaction once we come back. I'd like Voyage specifically, after he gets over the initial golden child, bloody favourite daughter, son,
Child.
person,
they them.
infant.
I could stab him right now.
Don't want to know.
Other than you.
No one's gonna know.
Once he gets over that, he's like, you were doing magic before, right?
Don't know what you're talking about.
Well, when you figure it out, do you want a hand practicing?
Please, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, that's what I
It's
thought.
my hands. My hands.
I know it feels weird, right? When you're all about and then suddenly there's vines that sometimes people can see. Yeah.
This is definitely not my roundhouse of expertise. I have gone.
5 minutes later.
5
Oh, I lost count.
later.
He's shaving because he's grown a beard.
Tiefling grandchildren running around their feet. I've gone like. Well, I know for certain, like the last 30 years, not doing anything like that. I don't know what I was doing beforehand. Perhaps, maybe stabbing people for a living, who knows. But it is all very new to me.
And we'll practice.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll practice.
okay. Little bit embarrassing because I feel like I am
You
your
can teach me how to
guardian.
aim because clearly I wasn't doing a great job earlier.
I will accept trade-off for ego reasons.
Yep.
Yes.
But don't teach me too much. I have to always be teaching you more.
Yep.
Must always be one step ahead. Mm-hmm. Or I have to kill you.
That's okay.
All
You
right.
can teach me how to ride a horse.
How the fuck do you ride a horse?
So the party will displace. Zeph, who are you going to go with?
I'll probably go with Petunia to the apothecary and just
Okay,
see
so we'll
what that's
go,
all good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll go. Remember your numbers. 2. You. So that'll be you and Petunia. Cool. So we'll go to the apothecary first. So by midday, there's way more people trotting about the village. You already see like the guys from the mill like pull like double shifts to try and get more lumber and stuff to try and do what repairs they could. The apothecary, thankfully, still standing strong. It was only aesthetic damage because you guys didn't let it burn too long. But the doors are open, all the windows are open, and you can see Siobhan inside. Like her ears and her hair are tucked back. She's got her sleeves rolled up, kind of looking like a bit of a state, muttering to herself. But I'll turn it over to you.
I'm just gonna go straight in and see Siobhan.
Yeah, I'll go in and just basically tail behind Petunia, and then if there's any help needed or anything like that, Zeph will help out.
Cool. So I really, you guys left and Matroya's still asleep. I was like, wait, she was at the house.
They do this every year.
She's unconscious. Yeah, she ain't getting up. And you find she's walking with like 3 crates like stacked up in front of her face, and like almost like walks into you, like. Ching, ching, ching.
Here, let me help you, and
Whoa.
I'll take them off.
Oh, thank you, darling. Good morning. And like to you, Zeph, as you walk in and begins to move more of the crates behind. Well, thankfully, stuff that was in the attic didn't get burnt when that all went up, but I'm just doing a big itinerary check to make sure we didn't lose anything. How did you fare? I heard that you and all your friends got a bit amongst it.
We did all right. Took him out. No one's down. Thankfully.
That's good to hear. I don't suppose you've heard what's happening with the tribesfolk at all. I heard apparently they had a couple that went down. Yeah. Well, once I've done a bit of a count here, I intend to try and put some packs together to take over there in case anyone is hurt.
Yeah, let me help you.
Wonderful. I will use the hands.
Perfect.
You want to get your hands dirty?
That's what I'm here for.
All right, roll the sleeves up. Let's do it then. And say like the next hour and a half, you guys are like up and down the ladder into like the top level, getting all the crates down, stocking through, and you're able to put together a lot of those care boxes that you've been making for yonks. So yeah, it's a good hour of that, and you bring yourself a little bit closer to learning a bit more about like distillery and all that sort of stuff, which I am working on it for you, I promise.
I feel like I imagine it's like that one's in the attic and one of them's down. They're like calling out quiz questions. It's like, what's the best to stop breathing? Larkspur. And it's just like back and forth.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. It's a good learning experience, and Zeph, you find yourself like really downloading a lot more information. It's just stuff that like you never would have thought of back home, being in a world of stone and steel. You never would have thought of stuff like this. But what's going through Zeph's mind?
I think with this, it'd kind of be like when you finally find an interest that is your own, and that hasn't been like forced upon you, or hasn't been like, you know, something that you've taken on to impress other people or to better your position. It's just been something of pure interest and enjoyment for Zeph. So they're able to retain that information a lot better because it actually interests them, and it will help them in the long run as well.
Cool, I like that. What about Petunia? What's going through Petunia's mind?
She's honestly just relieved that everything's okay, and it's like, let me focus on work. We're gonna focus on work, and she's just like running through the stock and make sure Siobhan's okay, and making sure that she's giving Zeph like as best an education as she can, so that she can pass as much knowledge as they need, and is doing everything in her power
Yeah, what?
Can I have my pens?
I gave them back to you.
These.
No.
No, no, you've got
One of
my
those
pen.
is mine.
Ignore me. Sorry.
Those are the one that
I was trying to be subtle.
Yeah, well, I couldn't do both.
We don't do subtle.
Yeah, we don't do subtle here. But that is absolutely a thing that can happen. And I think within about maybe 40 minutes after you guys started, Matroya very sleepily walks through the door and she goes, okay, I am here, ready to work. Sees the kettle, coffee. Walks over and makes teas and coffees for everybody, and it becomes a 3-woman, 1-person operation, to be correct. Now we'll go to, we'll see. Now 2 again. 2 again. 3. So you 2. You go back to it was the tribe's blacksmith that you guys were working with. So you go through. When you get there, this dude looks like fucking tired. He's got black rings under his eyes. You can see all along his knuckles are just skinned and fucking torn apart. And you look, hanging up on his rack behind him are these 2 heavy steel gauntlets that are just like still stained with like gnoll fur and blood and giblets, and it's obvious like he's punched so hard that like he's torn his own knuckles to pieces, and he's like hammering on metal, and he goes, "Oh, good morning. Sleeping, did we?" Gong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like you earned it. Just throws the hammer, knocks a bunch of steel over.
Before we get into anything, come here. Come here. He's taller. Come here. Come here. Come
give,
here.
please.
Show me your hands. Cure wounds.
Oh, there you go.
You beat me to it.
You. Mending.
Yeah, fix it in the end.
Mending those gauntlets. Look at those beautiful things.
I feel like this guy can mend his gauntlets, so he's the armor up, but...
I mean, come on. Prestidigitation or something to shiny them
I don't
up.
have that.
What are you doing?
It's not a cleric spell.
Give it the good old hot too.
Spit on that man.
Spit shine!
But yeah, cure wounds, fix up them hands for the poor bastard.
Oh, thanks. It hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't think it didn't look like it was hurting that much, but now you won't have to clean blood off everything you make today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're here for your toys, right?
Oh, if that's all right.
Well,
Only
lucky
if
you.
you've done 'em.
I was working early hours in the morning. Hang on. And he goes and pulls off these little like miniaturized version of the bear armor, but like suited to fit dog, but with like adjustable like belting, so you can shift it as he gets bigger. And he goes, "Now I don't know how big he's due to get, so you might need to take it to another smithy to get the plates bigger, but I'm sure it'll do."
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome.
You got your little
You-
bucket hat.
Yep, pulls out a chainmail shirt that you realise at one point it was a full-size chainmail shirt that he's cut and sewn but like resealed the links back together. So it's still a little bit like windy on the sides, but it fits.
Thank you kindly, sir. This will just takes off the cowl and puts it under his sort of basic clothes. And...
Absolutely. Now you've got your new chainmail shirt.
Does this work like for dog specifically?
Mm-hmm.
Will this work like normal armor, where it adds to a stat?
It adds +2.
+2.
It was in the original document that I sent you.
Yeah, cool. I've misplaced that, so I need you to send that to me again because we lose stuff in that chat.
Sounds about right. I sent that to you specifically. It's in your messenger.
Yeah. Do you know how much we messaged?
That's, yes.
Through the links.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go into, you can...
Show me later.
Okay, yeah, all right. But he's now got +2 to his AC, so
Beautiful. Woo.
there we go.
Shall we see if anyone else needs any help around this area? They seem to have caught the worst.
Point us in the right direction.
No, you'll want to go see Dushka. She'll tell you what to do.
There we go.
Done and done.
And yeah, we'll go head to Dushka.
Alright. And we'll come back to you guys in a moment and we'll go to Zero. He's you're the last one. Going to pick up your new duds.
My new duds.
So you wander out and obviously because it's like midday.
Taken the teacup that her coffee was in on the walk with me.
Oh, walk me down. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So you got to walk me down, fresh top up on the way. And eventually you happen upon, I believe her name is Isabella, I think is what I call it. Yeah, you are Isabella's little like home shop. And you're at the front door and I turn it over to you. You find she's like kind of pottering around checking all her stuff. She goes, "Oh, good morning. Bit of a late one."
Not me. I didn't sleep in. I'm not sleeping in person. I had to watch other people sleeping in. I am as responsible as my stuff ready.
Yeah, yes, my dear, it is. Just wait a minute, I'll go get it for you. And she trots off along the side and brings out, and you've got these like new duds. For like, do you want to just describe what they look like as you change into your new duds?
It'll be the base of it's like fabric, but it'll go underneath her leathers and whatnot. But she's basically gotten herself as much as possible, something that covers her from head to toe, and it's just pure black because she's suffering from sunburn at the moment. Her translucent skin has been suffering. So like it's kind of like a skivvy, like a high neck. The sleeves comes, they come down and like even cover the palms. And she'll just chuck her leathers back on top, and then she'll chuck the kind of like the poncho thing that she got over the top of that.
Oh, you got the poncho as well, yeah.
And then she'll kind of stand in front of the mirror and put the hat on, adjust it a couple of times, and then she'll kind of look in the mirror and go, "How does it look?"
Are you asking Isabella or are you
know who I'm asking?
Yeah, exactly. Not in the room, but in the reflection. You see from a pile of fabric in the corner, it like raises up and he just sprouts up like a telephone pole. Like, bing! Like stands up and he goes, "Well," sinks in, and then all of a sudden, like in the reflection, he's behind you and he goes, "I think you look rather dashing."
Thank you.
That's my style. I see you be jacking.
I am just trying to keep a consistent theme between husband and wife.
You really are getting soft. Look at you.
I am just rolling with the punches. Not swimming against the tide anymore. Let's be real. This is not coming off anytime soon.
No, it's not.
Yes, well, what other choice am I left?
On that note, keep an eye in the sky for me. And he disappears into the background.
It just like cuts to Zara walking out the shop and she's like,
So the hat's useless.
The hat's like really up, falls off.
Still getting sunburned.
Yeah, nice little chin strap.
yeah, just like two fucking pasty white circles around the fucking eyes.
Oh, damn. But what does Zero want to do now that she has her fancy new duds? We have to make you a new mini.
Yeah, true.
I got a Jorja.
You gotta do it again. You're doing a hat again.
Again, yeah.
Suicide.
Yeah, give me that zoom slide.
Fuck. Oh.
Oh, poor Bonbon.
She'll probably head to the apothecary, as she knew that that's where Zeph and Petunia were going, and she'd probably put two and two together. They'd probably need a bit of a hand.
So eventually, walking down the center of the street. Again, 'cause it's like midday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon by this point. So there's like just people going to and fro, as well as like the normal action of the village. There's a little bit more, like you can just feel it. There's just a heightened sense of like anxiety and fear. Like, you know, when you can feel like the electricity in the air when people are afraid, like you can just feel it. They're like, this never happened to them before. So you like walking through. It's oh god. I wish you guys could see in my brain the shot of Zero in a cowboy duster. Down the middle of this, yeah, just a bunch of halflings.
It's what?
That's the Wanderer.
He's like, he just goes, wow, wow, wow. Checks out.
Make me draw it for you. We need it.
Yeah,
He's like Waluigi.
We need to record you doing that so we can play it over.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do VA work. He's my guy.
Vulnerable.
What's your passive? Your passive perception's stupid high.
Remember, I came to you with that embarrassing thing that I read my passive investigation off as my passive insight. So
No, but your passive perception though is like stupid high.
it's only 16.
Who's got the passive perception of like 20 or something?
I got 17.
I feel like someone's got a passive that's stupid high. So your passive perception is 17.
Yeah, it's my passive investigation that's 20.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even then, doesn't 17's still high enough. As you like slowly strut through the village at like midday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
I am strutting. I'm feeling myself.
Yeah, you feeling yourself.
Yeah.
In your fancy new duds. You hear the pattering of very fast footsteps coming up behind you. And you know what I think you would? You feel a tug on the back of your poncho as like someone fucking yanks you on the back of your poncho.
It's a very quick turn and like a partial unholster.
Oh,
Yeah. And then she'll turn to look at whoever or whatever's tugged on her poncho.
it's Petunia's dad. Where is she?
She fully unholsters the gun now. But keeps it at her side, kind of under the obscurity of the poncho.
Oh, yeah.
Do we got pink eye?
No.
Damn it, I knew I should have eaten Taco Bell before I did it.
On the pink eye does not exist in this world.
What do you mean?
Oh, maybe it does. I like him too much. He's a prick. You think he's not the guy that prestidigitates his pillow before he goes to bed?
Fucking damn it, he would too, the ponce.
Fucking ponce!
She'll,
Not that he has the spell, but you know.
yeah. She'll turn, and with her free hand, she'll pull around the back of her poncho where she grabbed it and go, who wants to know?
Her father?
Oh, I thought you were dead to her.
Well, I've got a heartbeat and my ass points down, doesn't it?
Shit, we better fucking fix that day. And she's gonna sort of rest the gun on top of her poncho now, kind of like letting it sit on her pelvic bone. And she's gonna stare at him.
He gets a little bit brave and he steps close and looks at this, like, you know, because he's never seen a gun before. He doesn't know what it is. And he looks up and he goes, I'd double check before you go pointing your toys at me. Just tell me where my little girl is and I'll be on my merry way.
She's gonna lean down, like really lean down.
All right, fine. If you go up 2 lefts, go up the street, and then you take the next right, you'll find her in a place where you can go fuck yourself.
And then she'll stand back up straight. Does it look like she is with me? Do you think I have crystal ball up my ass? I will kindly transfer it to yours.
Lovely company she keeps. And he goes to walk past you.
I'm gonna put my foot out.
To stop him or to trip him?
To trip him!
Okay, he's gonna make an attack roll, and then he's gonna make it. If you hit, he'll make a dex save.
Alright, come on, don't fuck on me now.
Look at the shop stuff for a second. Do you have
The what?
shop
Oh, it's not on me.
Don't worry, I'll check it out.
It's in there somewhere.
Do I like roll it off like an unarmed attack?
It'd be using your dexterity, yeah.
Dexterity, like my...
So whatever your unarmed attack is, yeah.
Okay. You know what? I am gonna waste my inspiration on this just to see if I can get it a bit better.
Worth it.
Yeah, 100%. 19.
That is his armor class. So he's got to make a dex. What's your save DC for your like gunslinger stuff?
My save DC.
So you can pick either. Because you know how like when you have like exploding rounds, like your enemies
that's
make
a 16.
16.
Yeah.
Because I think that's higher than your warlock save, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll do that. So he's got to make a dexterity saving throw of 16.
Please fail it. No, don't. Is it a 1? Yes!
That's a nat 1, man.
Oh, man.
As quickly as he goes to step around you, you stick your foot out, and he just goes, blood!
She's gunning it. She's running. She's running.
Are you moving towards the apothecary?
Yeah, I'm dash actioning and I'm going towards the apothecary. And she's laughing. She's losing it.
As you're running, you just hear the one go, do it again.
You hear it? Skirt! She starts running back towards it. No, I'm joking.
There you go. Oh, God, please can we stay here? This is excellent. I love fucking with this man. But you...
That's the part of husband.
But you hear, like, he uses, like, thaumaturgy. He just goes... But you hoof it and break through the apothecary door as you guys see Zero, 4 new black duds, breaking a sweat.
Firstly. Secondly. Thirdly, your father is looking for you. Don't worry, I did not tell him where you were. I kindly told him to shove a crystal ball up his ass, tripped him, it was funny. He went ass over tit very quickly.
I bet, yes. Well, there's only so many places you can go in this town, so you've got about maybe 3 minutes if you didn't follow you.
Does anybody need any help in the attic?
What did he say to you?
He just said he was looking for you. He seemed very intent. He touched my new poncho.
Well, that's not very nice.
He gave it a good yank too.
Is it alright? Doesn't need any fixing.
No,
Alright.
thank you, go home. Could do with a steam press though.
Gets rid of the wrinkles.
What did he sound like when he hit the ground?
Imagine a horse shits into a sack. You tie up the sack and you push it off a shelf.
So,
And then it makes a noise like, ugh!
not
Petunia, what's your passive perception, actually?
17.
17?
Yeah.
I think as Zero broke into the door of the apothecary, you guys would have heard the thaumaturgic shout from down the way, like,
This will be fun.
ASMR.
Does he yell like that every time?
He really likes that spell.
Maybe if we get him mad enough, he'll use up all of his spell slots.
It's a
Oh, that's
cantrip.
that one.
What is a slot?
You see, that's one of the ones you
coin
can cast as
slot.
many times as you feel pretentious enough to be.
Wow, you are correct. I didn't even know that. Hot damn.
I am also learning. Continue.
Well, at least Wales not here this time. That's the win.
What if we set fire to the apothecary again?
Maybe not.
And then go to the other side of town, and maybe he will think we set the apothecary on fire again and come here. But alas, we are hiding somewhere else.
I feel like that could be achieved without having to set the apothecary on fire.
I am open to suggestions. I still think my plan is best.
So confident.
I'll look over to Siobhan.
I'd really rather you didn't.
I don't want to.
I see. 2 against 2.
2? See?
Do they not have mathematics where you're from, darling?
What is mathematics?
Oh my dear God. Honey, sit down. Zeph, darling, put the tea on.
5 minutes later, I hate the 7 times tables. I want to skip.
Flashcards.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut to the lads. So you guys have got your new toys, and you guys are heading over to Dushka, correct? Let me just. So going to the tent.
That's gay.
There's none left.
How could this happen
We
to
powered through them
me?
all. Don't look at me like I'm the only one that ate them. How dare you?
He
Don't.
says as he wipes away the crumbs.
No, that's because my face is still
You know what
itchy.
I'm doing right now?
Acting.
You see these tears?
No.
They're coming.
They're coming actually.
No, my eyes actually started watering.
If you actually tried, I would have given you inspiration.
I actually can, but I won't. I've already got inspiration.
Damn. That sucks.
I need to get rid of mine. That's right. I used it at a very special purpose.
There's always snacks.
Yeah, God, I'm feeling so peckish. It sucks. Throw it.
Look, there's bags of chips upstairs. Do you want me to go get some Pringles or
flavour?
some shit?
Yes, please. You've got the little bell on.
You're a good lad.
Kind of
I'll
like.
be back.
Pringles.
So you guys go to see
Reach deep into it.
Dushka.
Yes.
Now, where is it?
No, bitch, please.
What are you looking for?
Yeah, yeah, a little to the right. Yeah, yeah, no, a little to the right. A little to the right. A little more to the right. You're right. You're right. God, you McDougalls. Fuck me. That's a bitch, please. Bitch, please. No, the bitch, please. Thank you. How did Sam know that and not you? He's geriatric. Oh, this is nice.
You should have said the double chin, or you should have just been like, give me that. And I would have known what you said.
I had no idea. I just picked one up and you said yeah.
Oh, fuck. Well, fucking. Let's get back to
Anyway.
business.
Oh god.
So the two lads go towards the like the kind of like tents and shanty town, temporary living for the tribe, and they are running crazy there. There's a lot of movement going on, a lot of work, and you see through the night.
I'm making a mess of it.
Through the night, they have put together as many traveling carts as they could, and the carts are filled with about 12 bodies altogether, and they're covered. But at this point in time, they haven't had an opportunity to go to the garden yet to like kind of begin those burial rites, because they're just trying to like pull the houses and stuff back together as well. As well as lend their strength to the locals to help fix the burrows and all that sort of stuff. But I'll
Hugle
turn over to
right
you.
away. If he sees the body, he'll go up and start ritually casting gentle repose over the various bodies, which will probably take some time.
I'm actually gonna. Do me a favour, make an Arcana check for me.
12 plus something. Plus 0.
Okay.
Something.
Yeah, it takes you a bit longer to do. I would think if you're doing, because ritual's 10 minutes,
Yeah.
so it's like I'll say within an hour you can basically do gentle repose on one whole cart, and then it will take you another hour to do the next one. So if
Yeah.
that's what you want to do, you can
That's
do
what
that.
he would eventually be doing later anyway, so if that's around.
Okay, fair enough. Voyage, what do you want to do in the meantime while Hugle's doing that?
Are the horses here with this cart around? Are they being used still?
Oh yeah, they would be at one of those carts, yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna check in on the horses.
Horses.
See how
Horseye.
they're check in on them, see how they're doing, because it's been 8 hours since I offered to loan them out, and I want to just make sure like nothing's stuck in the
In the
hooves, shoes. Sorry.
Welfare check.
Yeah, just making sure they're still faring all right. Sort them some feed, make sure they've got some grass nearby. If not, just go and hack some off somewhere close by
Yeah.
and bring it back.
You immediately get a sense they are very flustered. There's a lot going on top of the fact that the village also got attacked by gnolls. Make an animal handling check for me.
Yep.
I have something else as well after this.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I've done the right thing here.
21?
I've moved the button. 21. With a 21, you're able to bring them back into a sense of like normalcy. If you had gotten like low, next time you would have tried to get them to do something, they probably wouldn't have listened. It would have taken you a while. But no, because your first instinct is to like put them in a routine where they're comfortable, they very quickly fall back into that routine and you're able to calm them down. So it's good. They are okay. Doesn't look like they got injured. If they did, you can't see it.
I was having a rough time over there. Sorry.
No, ignore me. Don't perceive me. I was trying to not do Pringle munching right near it.
I crashed into it.
I did it too.
Worst
Welcome to
nightmare.
Tones and Tails mukbang.
Yeah, look, we've lost the popping. Now there's just crunching of food.
Oh, I'm sorry if this makes a lot of noise, guys. I just was sitting funky. I'm so sorry. Forgive me.
That's
Okay.
why I might stop.
I think I'm good.
And I would say you fully caring for the horses would probably be about an hour as well. So by the time you're done, Hugle, you finish the first cart and you begin doing the ritual on the second cart, which takes another hour. So by this point, it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I will quickly jump back to you guys in a moment as everyone reconvenes.
Between the two carts, though, Hugle will take a minute, sort of find some quiet, and sending to Petunia.
I'm starting to prepare the bodies for the garden. It was nice waking up next to you.
Quiet. You can decide at what point she receives that.
Ah, yeah, fuck it.
Does the 21 on a perception check get me to overhear that?
Well, you wouldn't hear it because it's sending.
Damn
But
it.
you would notice that he ducks away.
Sending,
Yeah, you have to speak it out loud.
For sending,
Yeah.
do you? Oh,
so.
I
then
think so. Check it.
because message you have to whisper.
I'm pretty sure sending was. It might not be.
You
I
can
don't know.
respond to this message. I get a piece of gum and a bit of copper wire, and I cast.
about the Queensland Government Canberra.
It doesn't say you have to speak it.
Okay, never mind.
Damn it!
You send a short message of 25 words or less.
Oh, it's almost like I do this for a living.
Damn it!
However, you do see him between cart A and cart B. You see him disappear.
When he steps away for a little while, he's just gonna assume. He's doing Hugle things. He's probably picking a fucking flower somewhere.
Caca wee wee.
Both
Having
at
a
the same
slash
time.
behind the fucking cart.
Come on,
Sorry,
Keep it
they
together.
started it.
keep it together.
But if at all possible, because once the horses have been tended to, I imagine, unless both horses were pulling one cart, which makes
No, it would have been. It would have been 2 separate carts. I think.
yeah, and that would have only taken me an hour. So I'm gonna sit down with the bow again and see if it can give me some insight on this dead dragon that we got to deal with.
Make a. I always forget what I got you to roll last time. I feel like it was nature or religion. Can anyone remember?
I think it was nature.
I think it might have been nature. Yeah. We're going to set this again. It's going to be high.
I think
It's
you
gonna,
let him choose his best of the two.
Yeah.
so I think, yeah, use your best of the two. But the DC is still going to be cranked high.
Remember your breathing techniques.
Actually, yeah, the practice that was put into play with Zero. That
It's
one
not
time.
doing anything mechanically. No.
Nah.
Oh, I don't know why I took that out of you. Sorry, baby. You like it when Daddy does that.
Okay. He's sitting there. And he's got the bow and he's crossed his legs. Oh fuck!
When you're sitting down like, with the bow, like one of the orcs walks past with a bit of timber and just goes,
Hippie.
"Hippie." What'd you roll?
A natural one. That cunt's gonna smell so bad. I can feel it in my face.
Yeah, you can't get anything at this moment.
No,
But
it's too loud here.
you guys
Stop
are
walking so
so
loud.
you guys kind of like going towards Dushka's like tent have found yourselves kind of roped into the heat of the moment with helping people that need your help. So we cut back to the trio and guests. Edna mode and guests.
Who is it? Who are you? What do you want?
My God, you've gotten fat. Come in. And then after that first hour, No, it would definitely happen before then. I think there, as you guys are like, kind of like, what's the conversation happening between the group right now? So this is about maybe 5-10 minutes after you tripped her dad.
Zero's like up in the attic. If there's a window in the attic, the window's open. She's got the rifle cocked. She's scared. Well, not scared, but she knows she's mayhaps done the wrongest thingeth. Poked the bear, so per to say.
Fuck the bear.
Maybe don't.
Don't. Well.
Don't fuck the
Halson is
bear.
how you-
Hashtag Halson stand.
Disgusting. I hate you all. Peeking out the window, because the apothecary has like one of those like little top windows.
What?
You definitely
Thank you.
you look down the pathway and you see him strutting down. He's coming down here.
I will call out. Roger. Bag of shit on the way.
Oh, fuck.
Permission to fire.
Hold off for that for now, at least. Please.
On standby.
She's like,
Do you want to leave before he gets here?
if I leave, he'll just follow us. I think it's better to just deal with this now. I'm sorry to put you all through this again.
If he puts a hand on you, though, that hand is coming off.
Siobhan having a cup of tea.
Fair warning, whether it be me or Zero.
I like this one. Darling, you can come back. I like you.
Thank you. I have to say, though, I really love your ears.
You. They can be cute sometimes. They're a bit pesky sometimes.
Zach's trying really hard not to have ears of their own.
Oh, look, you see
It's like
I really like
starting to
them.
grow and then...
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
God. Within about 2 or 3 minutes
I
They-
think she'd send Matroya up to the attic.
as well. What do you say?
Would you be able to just go grab something from the attic, love, and then describe the most hard to find, incoherent.
Blue flowers, red thorns.
Exactly. Yeah, she knows the contents of that attic pretty well. It's not there. But I know it's there. It might be around one of the back. Just go through some of the boxes.
Okay. She climbs up the ladder. Head sticks out the little hat, sees you out the window, cigarette with a muzzle. Like,
Tumbleweed rolls to the attic.
wah, wah, wah.
The Tumble Wanderer.
Wah, 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 wah.
We need that meme.
Yes.
The
Someone
Wanderweed.
draw it, please, where it's like him like this and it just rotates really
I'll just
poorly.
rotate it across the...
Hell yeah,
Very
please.
bad joke of him.
But she sneaks up into the alley, into the attic, and you know what? Let's roll. Where's? Hang on. She's gonna roll a perception check, which is perception is wisdom. Oh, it's an 11. But you know what? He's not being quiet about it. I think with 11 she would, yeah. So as she's like kind of starts moving crates along, she hears like this heavy footsteps, and you feel like this like young Goliath teenage girl like look over your shoulder, and she goes, "Oh."
You reckon I can get him in one shot?
Yes. I maybe don't do that though.
But he's a piece of shit. Does anyone here actually like him?
I don't think so. But
Then how the fuck put him on House on the Prairie on the top of the fucking hill?
I haven't asked, but I think he did that.
I hate this motherfucker. She's immediately getting up and going downstairs.
So, what do you think Petunia and Zeph and Siobhan would be doing up until he reaches the precipice of the doorway? Would you guys just continue to work, like trying to pretend you don't know?
One eye's on the work, the other eye. on the door.
Yeah.
Everything seems fine to me.
God, these things are fast.
I think
Pennywise, is that you?
Junior's trying very hard to not think about it, but has like stopped working, but is pretending to still work. She's like, I'm working.
And from the door, you just hear a word.
Oh, now you want word?
Banishment.
Fuck, you just hear from across the village. Banishment!
I don't need thaumaturgy for that!
If you have something to say, just go out and say it. We're busy.
I find it a little bit peculiar that he comes back and now all of a sudden...
Oh, for fuck's sake, we're not doing this again. Either say something new, or feck off, Dad. We're busy here trying to repair shit that got broken. I don't see you helping around the village.
By this point, it's when you come back down the stairs. And so you descend the ladder. And he goes, oh, speaking of trouble, I see the lot you've roped yourself in with.
At
Right.
least I have a lot.
Right. Well. When you decide to grow up, you know where to find me. And if you see that cheeky little bastard, I'll have a word with him too.
I'm sure you will. She'll only ask about it.
Turn around and walk off.
Shoot him in the back.
It could be so easy. There's so much on this fucking hind. Fat fuck.
And I think as he turns to leave and sees like that the venue itself begins to like cease, like, you know, like the work stops for this interaction. He looks at you two specifically, Zeph and Zero, and he goes, the sooner you two are gone, the better.
Zeph, did you hear that? It sounded like someone farting and shitting themselves.
I think a thank you for saving your town is more of what is necessary right now.
Make an intimidation check.
With advantage, because Zero looks terrifying in general.
He does.
I also have inspiration, so it's okay.
And I did trip him.
Sure, go with
Terrified of
advantage.
me.
It's basically help action.
It's a long way to come from that high wall.
What was it again that I was rolling?
Intimidation.
Intimidation. Natural 20.
Yes!
On Goss's dice.
Oh. No, you can't team throw at the mics anymore. It makes me so happy.
Oh, yes, we can.
Like,
We can fit it in our mouths.
It's on a string too, so I could just pull it back up.
It's just like the marble crunching sound.
No more talking about deep throating microphones.
Sorry.
No more, please. No more. Beautiful microphones, great microphones.
This becomes a regular occurrence.
What, Donald Trump? Yeah. There's a halfling selling fish in the market. It's like, the most beautiful fish, the biggest fish. I'm giving myself inspiration. No. There's a moment that you see, and your passive insight's like 20, so there's no way he can hide it. Because it is insight, right? Your insight.
Investigation.
Investigation. But what's your insight?
16.
And what's your passive insight?
14.
No, roll it. We'll see what happens. Because it would be charisma, yeah.
Could we roll for an insight,
Can we say
mayhap?
insight?
Sure.
Our God is an
Did he
awesome
beat a
God.
17?
Sorry?
Did he beat a 17?
Oh,
He did.
natural 1. Zero still internally laughing at a poo joke.
Zero is within 30 feet of me. I'm using my ability. Bountiful luck, reroll your one.
Oh. 18. Wait, and that's on inside, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh. Save that.
Because you get advantage anyway.
I've got advantage,
well.
so save that. Thank you very much. Let me just quick.
I still like the idea that maybe you just give like a little bit of halfling like to like boost it.
I like that. That comes to a total of 24.
You, as much as he tries to hide it, you catch it that he knows that Zeph is right, and he can't deny it. But you also see the internal dilemma that he doesn't want to acknowledge the fact that they're right.
Did Zeph clock that?
No.
Zero's gonna give like kind of like underneath the poncho, because she'd be standing pretty close to Zeph, just a light elbow that gently presses into her side as if to press the topic, like he's gonna crack.
And you wouldn't even see it either because the ponchos are like so wide, so it's just a...
Maybe our stay could extend a little bit longer, don't you think? Or, you know, we can get the Knolls back and just let them have at it. Maybe send them your way. See how much you can actually do for your town.
Also, didn't your friends also deplete heavily in numbers? Lost a lot of bears and a lot of manpower, we
Well,
hear.
remember, Zero, they weren't his friends. They were Petunia's.
That's right. Imagine disrespecting and taking a shit on the person that has all of the play with the manpower that's keeping his nice little manse on the hill in one piece.
I'd actually argue that they're the whole town's friends, considering they're looking out for us so well.
But guess who's not the whole town's friend?
The crunch made the size. It really sold
It's
it.
like an exclamation point. It really is.
I've never heard an audible explanation for it. Absolute kids, the lot of you.
I said, Shlanda, time to go.
Right. Turns around and goes to leave. Yeah, you tell him.
Which for the people who don't speak halfling, that means goodbye.
You know actual halfling?
It's Irish.
Irish.
Oh, okay.
Or Gaelic,
I
rather.
thought you just made up an Irish, like a halfling. Like, you learned halfling for this role.
Like, what language would closely resemble Irish? Done.
Both Zero and Skye thought it was like a halfling, like, fuck you. Yeah.
Someone does his goodbye, father.
And he turns and leaves. You watch him move back up towards the house on the prairie, as you so thoroughly put it.
Can't we just fucking put him in the bag and throw him in the river?
She just walks over to the nearest chair and just sinks down into it. I'm really thinking about it. But I think it'll make my ma sad. So I might hold off on that one.
You really think your ma would be sad to miss out on that?
There's a security in his presence, I dare say. There's gotta be something like that. That's all I could think.
If she gets sick of him, she'll kill him herself.
I don't think that'll happen.
Or she'll kill him and then herself.
It might be closer to the other way around, but that's fine.
Time enough will pass, and this is about the time that I think both the timelines will sync up, where you guys finish at the apothecary and you're now on to like doing the second cart, which would be another hour. So what do we want to do? Do the parties want to convene somewhere? Does anyone want to send a message to somebody?
That's when the message will come through. If it's
Oh
between
yeah,
the
true.
carts.
It would actually probably rise your dad leaves, yeah.
Yeah. You'd be like, you just see Petunia looking so fucking annoyed and tired, then she like perks up when she hears the message, and then just watch her whole face go red.
I did. Sorry, before we moved on, I did actually want to ask Petunia a question.
Go for it. No, go for it.
She'll kind of like pause a bit at the redness.
Do you need second or?
You can reply.
I was gonna reply.
You can't respond to this message.
1 second. And because it was like we're heading with their bodies. In
I'm
there.
preparing the bodies for the garden,
And
and it was nice waking up next to you.
yeah, we're gonna be heading up to the garden anytime soon. We'll see you there. Pardon?
I'm sorry if this is a bit of a sore spot of a topic, but did your dad not like
Swale.
I like that one. I like that.
You are very kind and generous. I could hear the tears of the angels falling as I fucked that pronunciation.
No, I think that's feckin' hilarious. That will be his new nickname, I promise you that.
Oh, I'm going to stick to the landing on that one. I like it.
My ears are burning.
But did he not like Swale before everything that happened? Has that always been...
Yeah, that's been from day dot. He's a bit of a prick. A bit is an understatement, actually.
Why does he hate Swale so much?
Well, you know the god he worships.
Yeah, the Becky.
At no point was she ever called Becky in your presence.
That wasn't even in this campaign.
That wasn't even this group.
Somewhere in
Word
Becky.
of mouth.
somewhere,
Word of mouth.
somewhere in the cathedral, someone's written like on a Becky and like left it on the wall. And
Absolutely.
It's at waist height to 0 because it was done by Vasco.
Yeah.
I refuse. Absolutely not.
I reject your reality and replace it with my own.
Don't use that against me.
I just
But she's
did.
the Raven Queen, so should it be Pecky?
Yes.
No, it's Becky because Ron gets her blue.
We have to come to a compromise. So Pecky it is.
God damn it.
The Pecky woman.
Yes, the Queen of Corvus. But her main domain is around death, and the matron of the wilds, one predominantly worshipped here, is around life. And my foolish father can't seem to wrap his tiny little head around the fact that life is in fact a part of death and vice versa. So he sees everything that Swale does as the cause of every problem there ever was. Swale. I think he also just hates their family, but I don't know why, they're lovely. But yeah, no, ever since, even when he was a child, he hated him. Like, I always thought he'd just pick him up and drop kick him. Didn't though. I think he thought about it.
Does he have the weight distribution for that?
Probably not. Not these days.
I think by this point, Siobhan snuck up behind Zev with like another cup of tea. We're like, darling, this is good.
Yeah, Zeph's just got all the facial expressions, like reacting to everything in real time.
If the camera was to pan in the background, it's you two in the background like,
Then it pans back upstairs, which was, where the fuck is he?
But you know the, oh wait, you guys should know about this too.
Yes!
inspiration.
Yes!
You should know this too.
Yeah. Honestly, I'll be honest with you, that was part of the reason I ended up around Swale a lot, just to try to really piss him off. Not the reason I stayed, but it helps.
I love things based in spite. It's the only thing that surpasses everything else. Love, happiness, bonds, trauma, all of that to dust after a while. Spite, though, everlasting flame.
You hear that, guys? Relationships down in spite. You know, they're the best. Long term.
And maybe your husband will live.
And yeah, it only ever got worse after we ended up together, and then we had our baby, and he didn't get any better. And then, well, I'm sure you can piece together what happened after that.
Imagine having a grudge on a child.
Literally. About what I was going to say.
Imagine waking up and choosing a 12-year-old as your enemy.
I don't know, I've met some pretty fucking shit. But not Swale. Swale, I'm sure, was
He was a fine child, yes.
just as much of a shithead as he is now.
Are you proud of yourself, Bailey? That stick is like gonna live forever now.
I'm very proud.
Gotta make that Hugle's little picture on the D&D.
Hell yeah.
Was Swale chosen for what he does, or did he discover it, or...
I feel like that's gonna be more of a him kind of question.
That's silly, yes, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
He has such
disdain for him, and I just... It just seems very intense for the context behind it.
It is. It very much is.
So anyways, the sack has to be lined with wax. So eventually, he will just suffocate on his own poo-poo cacas.
That's right.
We're going to cut back to the boys and just consult a conversation. You get the response back. And by this point, I think you would like step out from behind the cart, begin work on the second one. Voyage, you see Hugle reappear, and we'll turn to you two. What's going on?
Hughel's just casting spells over dead bodies.
The wind changes. He just gets this hunch, this feeling that he needs to start stockpiling. So, he asks, hey, has anyone got a little wheelbarrow that I can borrow? Just using it for tidying up purposes.
Yeah, one of the guys will be like, yeah, sure, it's just over there.
Sick. You can shovel too, is that alright?
Yeah.
Sweet. He gets it, and he starts shoveling horse shit into the wheelbarrow.
Oh, I adore you.
He's just cleaning up and taking care of the horses.
You better put a bow on that barrel, because I expect that prisoner to say it.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm not even going to argue anymore. My will has been worn down like the brittle rock face of the ocean waves.
I am very proud of myself for what I have planned.
To me?
Good luck.
My Grimdark campaign has become Nerdy Prudes Must Die, but the game.
It's alright, next episode I'll do clown makeup for you.
But anyway, what are the lads doing?
I think that's got us covered unless we're moving past that and last hour of taking care of.
Would you begin taking the carts up? So I would think you would have to reconvene still probably with Dushka and Branko. So you pop into the tent and Dushka looks in much better ways today than what she did when you guys saw her in the early hours of the morning. But she looks tired, and Branko's got like his arm like all bandaged up, and he's like stretching along. Basha the bear's like sleeping in the tent because like she's just so fucked up. And she goes, good morning. Wondering when we would see you again.
Afternoon.
Yes, and looks out like the sky. Very much so. One of the rangers told me you were beginning your
Magic process.
I can send maybe 2 or 3 of them with you to help start laying them out.
Do you have any particular domains you worship, or flowers, or colors, or plants, or anything in particular you'd like to decorate the grave mounds with?
Our way of life was born of the wild, and it generally goes back that way. If any of them practiced any faith or particular notion, if you can't find it on their person, then we just like to return them to the earth and let their soul choose where they want to go. I would accompany you, but...
Oh, I understand. Are there any colors of your tribe?
For us... How do they say it in those towns? Wanted to make a dealer's choice. This is your home. I think you know the color scheme better than I would. I am but a woman of war.
If you haven't been to the gardens up behind Petunia's,
No, not yet.
we'd love to have you visit. You'll have a whole garden of your own after the unfortunate events of last night, and mourners are always welcome.
I think maybe I'll find my way there in my own time.
Anytime.
I do have if you see the rest of your companions, I would love to speak with you all this afternoon, please, if I could.
Absolutely.
But go, do what you have to do, and come back to me when you're ready.
See you then.
That's Petunia. Opens up the tent and lets you guys out. And unless there's anything immediately you want to do, you can make your way back to the Petunia's house to then go to the garden together.
Hugo will probably just look around and see if there are any colours or types of plants that seem to be used by any one of the areas, and just
Make a perception check. That's got such a meaty thud to it, doesn't it?
just lands.
No fucking roller whatsoever. Whatever the number is, it's just what you get.
Yeah.
14.
You see, so besides the obvious like tanned leathers and like darkened leather hides, there's lots of like dark burgundy red and soft blue, like a darkened blue. You know, colors that can easily be tinted with like plants and stuff. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like reds and blues.
Fucking
Yeah, cool. Hugo will just take that note and... Horse is ready to drag some bodies.
You see a wheelbarrow full of shit.
Yeah, you do.
Why don't you, he steps in front of the wheelbarrow full of shit and he's holding his cloak out a little bit so you can't see it.
Hugo just goes,
Oh, you've
I wish I
collected
could.
some manure for the garden. Thank you.
Yes, for the garden.
Perfect.
If you take the first, I'll catch up with the second.
The Wanderer's in his own demiplane. There's pranks afoot. I can smell it.
So at this point, I'll
It's
probably
stinky.
send another sending to Petunia.
We're all done here. We're gonna make our way to the garden. Shall we collect you on the way?
We can meet you there.
See you there shortly.
And we'll say in about maybe 10, 15 minutes, we reconvene basically just outside Petunia's house. Get ready to go into the garden.
Of particular note, just so Voyage could guide the other cart with the horse, he attached the wheelbarrow to the back of Dog
Okay.
and asked him to pull it just like the horse would a cart
Okay.
and use his tail to keep it balanced because it doesn't have two wheels, it only has one.
Okay.
Roll a manure handling check.
Plus 20.
Absolutely not.
I'm happy to do whatever's needed for that one.
No, you know what? I think because he's got 4 legs and it's one wheel, I think he'd be fine. But he's definitely gonna follow your orders. But even he's peculiar about it. He's literally like, it stinks.
I'll pay you in bacon.
Gets up on his back leg, starts rubbing the rollers around.
You didn't say that'd be bacon.
You didn't say it, it'd be bacon, Dad.
Yes, lots of whatever cut you want. You just gotta hold this smelly shit back to Petunia's.
You're not lying, are you?
Scout's honor.
He's crossing his toes.
Yeah, you would be a scout. Look, he goes, if you jip me on this bacon, I'm telling Mom.
Mom?
The white one with the glasses. I'm gonna tell on you. Tried to get his neck higher, but he can't quite get it high.
Imagine Dog like, so it's like, yeah, there's something wrong with your fucking dog.
You speak infernal? No.
Oh, I thought he spoke
No,
Draconic.
he is draconic. Yes, I get them mixed up. You know what? Sure. If I don't stay true to my word, you can tell Mum.
God, I don't want to say that.
Grandmum, though. Son.
Whatever she wants to be called. Like a little bulldog, like just killing a hundred and something, like a silly goose.
It'd be like that scene from Brother Bear. If anyone remembers that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yes.
And then like nothing's happening, like bear intensifies.
Oh, he's doing tricks. I pull out a little stick with like a fish plush on the
And he's
end.
just crying, he's like anyway, he follows as such, and eventually everyone will link up. Go.
Bang! Zero, come here. And immediately it's the grab of the poncho and the yank. We're walking away quickly.
With Winston Pratt!
No, she'll definitely. Yeah. She kind of like judo chops the poncho out of your hair. I can follow. Hey, you crinkly fucking poncho.
You see him,
Oh
and
my
he's
God.
like bouncing on the balls of his feet a little bit, like, come on, hurry up.
It gets a bit infectious, and now Zero's like got a pep in her step because she's like, oh, whatever it is, it must be good. Oh. Following.
Pulls aside, he looks at. Don't listen. I have a wheelbarrow full of shit. Tonight, when the sun goes down, we sneak to his house.
Say no more.
Beautiful.
Oh my god. So you drop that at the house, and now we'll go into the garden. This is more your two's kind of thing, so we'll put it with you two about how this works.
You guys haven't been in the garden yet, have you?
No.
So when you do come back from whatever sneaky conversations you've been having, something I'd like to show you guys. Come on. And we head out back past the back of Petunia's place, following just like a stone wall. Like, not like a row, but like stone steps, like a nice laid out thing, and the garden starts to become thicker, but more flowers and not just wild bush. And as you come out from behind some trees, you just see this open area with mounds everywhere. And as we first get in, they're really covered with flowers and just wild colours. And as you look further out, you just see mounds spread out, probably 10 feet gaps between each of them, often different types of plants on each one. Like, they're very much unique to whoever it was that was buried there. It goes on pretty much as far as you can probably see, because this has now been getting done for probably 10 plus 15, maybe even years in the area. And one of the first ones you see when you come in is the most the most meticulously well kept mound. There'd be two probably at the start. There's one that is just covered in wildflowers, and one very close to that, a little bit further in though, that is covered in the galaxy petunias, forget-me-nots, and a whole heap of other just things. But it is, these two would be the most obvious of the lot that have had the most work. One that obviously there was well before everything else and is really overgrown, and while everything else is maintained, this one is clearly the most cared for.
It's beautiful.
This is our garden. This is where it started. And he points to the one next to him that's just right at the very start that is absolutely covered. And if you really do focus, you see like the skull of like a large stag with the antlers poking out and the flowers roll through it. And he holds his necklace.
This is where I first saw her. And that one.
And he just kind of goes silent. And I think most of you knowing his story probably put two and two together.
Voyage approaches Hugle and Petunia. There's a gentle hand on Hugle's shoulder. It's just a little confident pat. In turn, the same gesture to Petunia. Then he approaches the very obvious grave. From his bag, he pulls some of the yellow fletching from one of his arrows, and he sets it in amongst the flowers. So it's not overpowering, but it's in there as a sign of respect as well. He doesn't say a word, just gets back up after a moment and moves aside.
If he looks to Hugle, he sees a smirk and a tear. Well, we have some work to do. Everybody grab a shovel.
I thought it was going somewhere fucking else.
We'll continue further probably towards the back as there's more of an opening, and I would probably at this point go to you because you've been maintaining well. Is there a wing for the newbies, or should we set them up a new area?
It's not really necessarily set into quadrants. It's wherever works the best when people need it. I'll take care of it nonetheless. It'll be looked after.
So yeah, we'll find a area that has the space for us to do. How many did you say? Like probably about
it was like 6 in one cart, 9 in the other.
Yeah, so about 15.
Can I actually get you, Petunia, to make a religion check for me with advantage because Hugle's with you?
Okay. Just a little bit. It's even better. 21.
You scan across the garden that you've maintained for the last 4 years, looking at all the sea of colour that you're pretty sure a colour wheel like this does not exist anywhere else in the world as far as you're aware. And you all feel it, but it gets you to your bones a little bit more, where this really soft breeze just blows through behind you and a couple of the petals come off the top of your little flower crown and gently begin to blow in a certain direction, and then one stray feather from Hugle's cowl blows off and leads to a small opening behind one of the heavy, like their equivalent of like a redwood, like a huge giant tree, where there seems to be an open lot that descends a little bit into the ground just outside where the majority of the garden is, that would comfortably be able to house all those bodies together in one place.
Yeah, so you should just be following them as they're going, not saying anything, and just like seeing the spot. I think here will do quite nicely.
Couldn't agree more. And reaches in, and I stole a whole heap of mining and digging equipment from the mine.
Oh yeah, you did too.
Oh, you did!
Throw them to each of you.
Start digging.
And dig we shall.
And dig you do.
So
I dig it.
the idea would be
Hi ho. Hi ho.
dig a few feet deep, place the things, bury over with the mounds over top, and then me and Petunia will probably be going around druid crafting.
There's something that happens that for you guys, for Voyage, Zeph, and Zero specifically, that, like, you've seen Hugle do it before. It's not, like how he lays flowers upon, like, the dead and all that sort of stuff. But what happens here is really, really different. When the druid craft lands and the flowers begin sprouting out of the mounds of the bodies, you realize that from within the soil, like big, thick roots and stuff, like, grow way quicker than they should and begin to encase the bodies, and after like maybe a second or two, they seal up and more sprouts and little bits of leaves seem to stem through. And even I would think on a subconscious nature, because all three of you yourselves are magical creatures, you're not just normal humans, it's like, it's where they are in the world. It's like this place just lives in that eternal cycle of it comes from the earth and one day it'll go back to the earth. And as long as someone's here to maintain it, it'll do its due diligence. And these mounds become nice, uniform, rooted coffins, and with like mounds of dirt and like large branches and flowers growing through, and they become one with the earth. And you feel this like weird sanctity of this place, which is something I don't think the three of you would have felt before. I don't think in your lifetime.
At some point throughout it, I will take Zeph aside as I'm doing one of the mounds. Come here for a minute.
I wonder over.
This garden started when I first met her, when the queen appeared. He starts the thing and the earth takes over one of the bodies. Everyone in my village believed that the matron of the wilds, that worshipping life, there was one side to it. But all life ends. And as it does, we can return them to the earth. But death becomes another side to the same coin. The matron and the queen are basically sisters. As the bodies die, then the flowers will start coming up. New life comes from it. And the bees will come to these flowers. They'll then go and pollinate our plants. It'll feed the next generation. There is a cycle. Death isn't something scary. It's just the next stage. And then as the plants finish growing, he'll just walk off and leave you there.
Zeph will just stare into just watching the plants do their thing. And it'd kind of be like one of those moments where Zeph has never actually fully thought about shit like that. And so it's like, what? What?
We've got one here shortly.
I don't have one. It's kind of like,
Oh! I'm getting this one.
both of them at the same time.
I feel like there's more like Zeph.
Yeah.
No one can say this. We've got a lot of memes here at the moment.
Thanks, Bailey.
But there would be a part of it too, like an understanding for Zeph as well with the career path that they not necessarily chose, but they did anyway. And it would like kind of throw them off a little bit from everything that they've known, but in a good way. So you're getting close. You're getting close.
I'll get you.
I'll go and get you.
As he was like, almost got her.
Yeah, I think in that moment there's just that little bit of like push because of the environment and where you are, and that soft little breeze blows through, and a couple of the stray petals, and then just one stray raven's feather just lands in front of you.
I pick it up and I weave it in my braid.
Incredible, incredible. Do you have inspiration?
No. Wait, yes.
Do you? I don't know how to reward it. What you pulled out of your arse end was fucking incredible. I just want that to be put on record. That was really wonderful to listen to. But it's about, I'd say there's like 5 of you, and you've got Dog there and Pat. They both can dig. Like they'd be like maybe 2.5 hours. So by the time you guys really finish, it's like 4:30. 5 in the afternoon, the sun's beginning to set. What do you guys want to do?
As we wrap up, I'll kind of grab the crew and say, I think Dushka wanted a word. It was really nice having you all out here. I don't think I can explain what this place means to me.
I don't think you need to.
If
Thank you
anything
for
ever
showing
happens
us.
to me out there, this is where I want to end up.
I'll make sure it happens.
Thank you kindly.
Is there anything that happens before you guys leave the garden? No?
As they like leave, Zero will follow Voyage's suit. In leaving a little something behind.
Okay.
But she kind of like stands there awkwardly because she doesn't like really keep
Keepsakes. Yeah.
keepsakes, and so like in almost like this panic of like not wanting to be disrespectful by leaving something that she feels isn't of any like sentimentality. She'll kind of like reach into like a little breast pocket under her armor, and she like kind of like unfolds this like small little charcoal picture of Sal that she has that she normally carries with her, and she'll like fold it back up and she kind of like just sticks it into the dirt, and then we'll just leave it there. Probably be better company than what she is anyways.
What's one more kid to add to the list, huh? Just adopting all the strays, mate. That's really sweet. Everyone turns to leave as there's a... What was the colour? It was like bright yellow fletching from Roy's
Yeah,
arrow.
think like canary yellow.
Yeah, beautiful. So, galaxies, like all the galaxy petunias and the forget-me-nots, sits this bright yellow canary, like kind of feather, and then just a folded up piece of parchment together. And as you guys leave, the camera pans and the vines kind of and cup them together. And move back to the village, and maybe about 15 minutes back through, you guys find yourself. And if you guys wanted to stop anywhere in between, feel free to interject to tell me. But we would probably continue straight back to Dushka's tent.
Hugo will probably take everyone on a little bit of a round trip just to go past his parents and make sure that the family were all fine.
Yeah, you stopped through. And thankfully, because where their burrow was, it's like kind of in amidst everyone else's. So they don't have any fire damage or the like, but you see your dad and he goes, well, by fucking golly, that was an absolute riot, wasn't it?
You don't usually swear like that.
Well, I don't usually have big dog man knocking on my front door yet. Here we are.
It's nice to hear it.
Oh, look, don't get too comfortable. Don't tell your mother either. I'll never hear the end of it.
Everyone alright?
Thankfully, yeah. And he looks out like to where like the back kitchen window's got like one of those double bay windows. He goes, you know that shillelagh spell that your sister likes to use, the one with the big fucking club.
Yes, I do.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that poor bastard didn't like it.
She's still not out there.
Oh yeah, she's out wandering and having a look about, just checking out. Mainly where.
Slow her down.
I know. I think she'd lose the waist down and she'd be fine, honestly. But yeah, one of those big buggers tried to come through the window and just fucking. That was it. Lights out. Done.
Oh, I'm glad she's around. Although I don't know how those guys would have handled the triplets.
Tell you what, look, so was I. I ran to the cupboard and I went for the mace boy. Tell you what, that boy is woohoo heavier than he used to be. I tell you what, boy, golly.
How about something a little bit lighter? And Hugle's gonna reach in the bag and pull out his light crossbow. Just keep that around.
I mean, I'll give it a go. He pulls his glasses out. He's like, my eyesight isn't. It's where it used to be, but I'll give it a real go.
Maybe practice it and keep it out of reach of the triplets.
Ooh.
Definitely.
Tom coming
to you guys. It's this. Like,
Stop! I forgot that'd be a thing.
Imagine little baby halfling.
No, I can't reach it.
Yeah,
little baby halfling feet.
Little halflings. Like, stop.
Oh my god.
Stop it.
They're small.
But he goes, it's good to see you getting about and working with the Tony.
It's nice to be home.
It's good for you to be back. Go on, off you go. I can see they're waiting for you.
Thanks, Doc.
Goodbye. And you guys continue. What's that? The sundial on your wrist.
Come on. Snake's saying it's time to go.
You guys move up the town, and as you guys are moving down, you pass by, and you guys are kind of like conversing amongst yourselves as you walk towards the shanty town, and just at the top of his lungs from across, he goes, boy fucking right, look who this is. And you see this big burly mustache having Harangon with a beret and a vest, fishing rod and like 8 fish on his shoulder. It's Noel, who's like the local fisherman. He comes bounding over. And he goes, look at you, laddie, you still ain't got any fucking picture. Look at the size of you.
It's been a while.
Hey, you put some meat on your bones, boy. And here's this lovely lot. Hello. And he sees Zero and goes, oh, hello, my lady.
Collect your
Is that-
husbands.
You fucking talking rabbit!
Yes.
It just gives my. It smells like carrots.
There was a talking rabbit in the apothecary as well.
Ah!
It was a woman.
Zero didn't notice because the ears weren't up.
I thought it was just hairy halfling.
They're humanoid height. Some of the Herringons are small, some are like human height. So he's like your height.
What's his name again?
Noel.
That's inappropriate. For the-
Noel Seamus or Finnegan.
I mean, listen, I don't have many standard. Maybe 2 whiskey.
Well,
Dare
no.
you to touch his ears.
The whispering ones are Zero and Zeph.
Hello.
They are soft if you want to touch them.
He can hear quite well.
She'll like give it like a good like squeeze and tug and like just fucking be really rough with them.
He doesn't flinch at all. He goes, I lost feeling in them fucking years ago.
They are real. It's not a fucking costume.
And the pretty boys village.
How you going, fella?
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Sorry about them.
You know what? It's probably one of the better reactions I've ever gotten around here, so I think I'll take it. Shock days and all. Check it out, man.
If it helps, we're from the city.
I think you can tell.
Big says, like, yeah, it kind of fits in it. You don't belong out here, sweetheart. No, you don't.
You should see that fucking place.
Whew.
Thousands of people within eyesight.
But between you and me and that mission of yours, I'd rather fucking die.
Well, she'll be there waiting for you, mate.
Excellent. I'm fucking because I thought there's a lot of people here, but if there's more people here than there is over there, fuck that.
Oh, check this out. He pulls out the fishing rod he got. He's like, look what I've been learning.
About time you picked up a real trade, boy. You can come here and a fucking living for once.
I caught a couple too, and he pulls out the last couple that still have gentle repose.
Yeah, they're still good.
I've learned a trick to keep them good.
He looks at it, he's like, how the fuck do you do that? What the...
Caught these like 7 or 8 days ago.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, are you talking about my queen now?
Fucking,
you
it goes
should
to the
go
city,
for it,
gets
mate.
money. Yeah, fuck off of you. I'm getting on out of here. I'm gonna go now.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you. How you doing, sweetheart? You ever good?
I'm doing alright. Fishing looks like it's going better.
A little bit. We had to go a little bit further out than we used to, but also, for what it was worth, before they went a little bit south, those bears were pretty handy. But
Yeah. Well, stay safe out there, yeah?
nothing could keep me down. Now I got 3 bottles of whiskey. Call him my name, and he begins to huddle out, and he begins to huddle off.
Does he like walk or does he hop?
He walks.
Damn it!
With a skip, I'm sure.
A little bit of hop.
When he like walks like normal person, Zero like grabs Zeph and like shakes him, like goes in between like.
Have you never seen a hurricane before?
Is there none of them in the city?
Actually, no, I don't think I've seen them outside of this.
Oh.
We absolutely do not have that in the city.
Like, there are plenty of halflings out there, but I don't think I've ever actually seen a heron gone outside of the hollow.
It's kind of interesting. Well, his name's Noel. He's a lovely fella.
How populated are they over on Basalt?
So, to and fro. You'd get more Meridian over there than Herringon, which are like the rodent kin. So like rat folk, mouse folk, you get more of those. But Herringon, they're kind of maybe 1 or 2 every couple of miles, but not as much as like centralized here for sure.
The people of Potala, like, would we know that they're here from like a crossover with the Fae at some point?
I think that's like an oral history.
Like a bit
for
of a wives' tale.
Well, not even a wives'
Like,
tale.
we don't know
It's
how
one of
to-
those things where it's like I talk about how my grandparents immigrated over here.
Yeah.
It's something that's just been passed down for generations. Everyone kind of knows it, but like no one just acknowledges it anymore. It like kind of just happens. And because you guys are one of the only few like centralized villages, like But in Herringon communities and Halfling communities, Potts Hollow gets shared around, and some will come and go and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's kind of like just an oral culture kind of thing, for sure. But you guys continue, yes.
I feel like the same way Hugle did when he kept like having the like Sully moment where Boo goes through the compactor machine when he went into the city.
Yeah.
It's just opposite worlds.
Yeah, now Zero's going through it.
You see what the country folk are like, and you're like, and I thought they lived country. Like you getting your little farmhouse is like you ain't even close.
Yeah.
You're already fine. You're like one of those rich yuppies that go think there.
Outskirts of town.
We call them concrete cowboys. They don't know what real country is. But you guys continue back to the tribesfolk temporary town, and eventually find yourself in Dushka's tent. It's like 5 o'clock, 5:20, 5:30 in the afternoon, so pretty late in the evening. And you guys enter the tent. I'm assuming there's no stop-ops on the way. No, straight to it. You guys enter the tent, and by this point, Dushka's like sitting down, and she has like a couple of like herbal tea brewed, like their variant of it, and sees you all enter. Goes, comrades, enter, please. Thank you. Come in. And very quickly, one of the rangers that's like with her, it's not Branko, he's off doing other stuff, but he like quickly grabs some stools for you guys to sit down around the table with her. And sees like you guys have like really like muddy and like stained arms and stuff, and goes, good work done by all, I see.
We do our best.
Well, we, from the bottom of my heart and that of my people, we appreciate it. It's just hard with trying to protect my people and then doing what I can to protect your people because we owe it to you for what you have done for us. It just gets a bit crazy.
The Hollow's always been one to merge or take in or become one with another group if we need it. You're welcome here.
And we appreciate your help.
Well, I'm sure you have some idea of why I've called you here. I think in light of the unwelcome guests that peeked their ugly heads from the abyss, maybe we should get to the bottom of it and try and figure out what exactly is happening with this creature that has displaced us and displaced seemingly other people as well. Now, as I'm sure you're aware, out of all of our bear riders, we now only have 3. I can spare one if you want one to go with you. I would prefer not to if can avoid it. I would still like to keep them here to protect my people and your village as much as possible.
I'd rather have you point us out on the map. Keep the village safe.
You have met.
Pulls out, not the huge map that he usually does, but there's actually one he's drawn up like...
The regional one?
Like, no, instead of playing out the whole map, it's more one like of the Pottswood up to the rivers that cross over.
Yeah,
like
cool.
the sort of one he's made over time that's more the local.
Yeah, for sure. So she pulls out an inkwell and like a quill and marks where it's like it's deeper into like that uncharted zone where it's like kind of in the shadow of the mountain, but still in the deep thick of it, because the Pottswood's fucking huge, right? But the thing is, you guys call it the Pottswood, but it's not really called the Pottswood outside of a certain area by everybody else. So it's like deep into the thick of it where she goes, now we move between seasons, sometimes every few years we'll relocate, but we had been here for a while. Getting was good, rivers, shadow of the mountain, good for winter. And we set up here, she marks the spot, and then obviously out of nowhere this thing happened, and now we haven't gone back since. So if you are willing to go, we would be in your gratitude. If you have a price or something you wish, name it and I can see what I can do to get it for you. But know that we are in a similar spot as everybody else. We do what we can with what we have.
done more than enough for us. I, for one, feel like I owe you for protecting all of this.
It's the least I can do. What about the rest of you? Do you have requests? Anything I could possibly do within my power as matriarch to help you?
We just follow him like bad smell.
Do you have anything for the bad smell?
I would look to your little partner here to help you with that one.
I think we don't need anything from you. You've already given up enough. You've seen that today.
Well, yeah, she marks out on the map. The trip to the old village is about a day and a bit's walk on foot, deeper into the woods. She goes, be wary on your journey. This forest is all of our homes, but it is also the breeding ground, as you are probably aware, for many creatures, unsightly beasts, all that. Some of these creatures become corrupt, they change, become aberrations and monstrosities beyond the comprehension of the mortal world. Now remember, when we were attacked, the dead rose again and attacked us who were once their kin, family, countrymen. I do not think that this is a foul act of magic as much as it is the imbalance caused by whatever brought the flying beast to our doorstep. Some of our kin will definitely have reawakened and be wandering that place. If I can ask one favor of you all, please see to their list and destroy them respectfully.
You'll be put to ease.
Thank you, she says with a bit of a smile. Is there anything I can offer as far as traveling equipment, food, rations, anything I can do to make this trip easier for you? I know it's only a day, but a lot can happen in a day.
We've got the horses. Although honestly, we might be best to leave those behind and just do this by foot. The woods can be pretty thick, and if we're going off the beaten path.
It's a bit safe for them, yeah.
Any advice that you could offer around those areas that you've camped before? The type of fauna, flora, animals that come through and pass by?
Yes. Besides the obvious, you know, local grizzly bears, black bears, we have intermittently, as you get closer, you'll see where there might be some, I guess what you would call posts, where our rangers would be higher up in the trees. The trees can be your friend if you can get yourself high enough to maybe traverse between. They're normally only in groups of 3. That might not be a bad idea. However, this beast can fly. So if it sees you, that's it. Easy pickings. Now, some of the rangers talk about spirits, whispers on the wind. I sometimes would chalk it up to Nancy's stories and tell them to harden up and get back on the fucking job, but sometimes people say I was being a hard mother, but, you know, I guess this one gets it. Yeah, you'll get it.
No such thing.
Being too harsh?
Indeed.
That's exactly what I said.
Only being realistic.
Zalu, like... Do I like slam the cups down?
Psh, another!
I agree with Master... What do we call you?
Call me Swale.
Master Swale here. Your looks down to the rings. Your husband here seems to have the better idea of it. Horses would be a bad idea.
Not husband. Sorry. Doesn't matter. Continue.
Betrothed then, whatever you want to call it.
Aside from that,
Is that
Banish!
It's the maybe that Pompeii baby.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was the question?
It was Voyage purely trying to salvage the situation on their behalf. But now Zero's gone and he's all like, okay.
Can he have that banishment just for free?
The Queen of Chorus goes down and he goes, this one's on me, darling.
What the fuck am I here again?
She's got a hammock set up in there now. There's a mini cooler.
There's a bar fridge, yeah.
The Queen of Corvus is like, I've been trying for years.
But
Oh, shit.
she looks at you guys. The thing with living in the forest full of roaming beasts is they can come and go as they please. So try and be stealthy, but be vigilant. The forest gives, and she also takes away. So be wary. I'm sorry I don't have anything more than that. I was a bit preoccupied with the big creature flying in the sky and bringing my kinsman back to life.
Now, a quick question.
Yes.
Whereabouts roughly on here?
Excuse me.
Right in like at the foothills?
In the foothills at the base of the mountain. Yeah.
And out of character question, we are leaving tomorrow morning.
We haven't specifically planned that, but I think that seems to be what...
I leave that up to you.
Okay.
Do these Raven Raiders ever make their way near the footholds there?
We've seen one or two on occasion, but they generally like to keep... They have set paths that they like to take, but they generally only like to fly them in case of something bad. But by the time that this creature attacked, we hadn't seen any. I'm not sure if they've had any aerial battles or anything of the like that would have drawn attention. Unfortunately, I do not have any information on it, I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
Would they come if we requested aid with an undead dragon?
Are you asking me as the DM, or...
Her.
Dushka goes, I wish I could have an answer for you, but we exist outside the government law. They leave us alone, and we kind of just function in our own society, in our own societal rule set.
And never in the past have they come to your aid?
We've never needed it. We've never had a beast that came from the sky before.
They're military. Unless you know someone in the military that we can go to. The only military I've ever met was...
Daria.
Daria, that's the name. Yeah,
It's been a
Daria.
while.
I don't think he's gone back to them.
I do know that there is... So the mountain range itself, I don't know what it is known to colloquially for you, but the mountains have always been there. Some call it the ridge, some call it the spine, others just call it the range. Now, I do know that at the base of the mountain range, granted it would probably be back the way you came, there is a base level barrack where supplies would normally go, and I know they have their encampment at the very top of the biggest one.
It would take us days, if not weeks, to do that, Lou.
If you were to attempt to speak to them, you would definitely, I think, have to go back to that first one at the bottom. Yes.
Voyage kind of exits the conversation a little bit and he turns to Dog and he goes, do you know any of the wyverns?
What's a wyvern?
The dragons that are rode by the army people. Do any of your friends or other dragons know any of those creatures?
No, not that I'm aware of.
If I send you away, because you're a summon, wherever you go, can you communicate with the others back there and ask?
I don't think that's how that works. Like, sure, I kind of get pulled from the ether, but I don't think that's how that works.
Well, you were gifted to me by one of these other dragons, so I'm just trying to work out how this works. It's a learning curve.
Before this, there was nothing. Just inky blackness.
So you are my son?
Yes?
shrugs his little shoulders.
It's just this draconic heavy metal screaming competition going on in the background.
They do that.
You see one of the rangers comes in and just turns around and leaves.
I talk to my husband, and suddenly I'm a crazy bitch. But when they start to each other, it's perfectly fucking normal.
Is that who you've been talking to?
Look at this tent. This canvas is delightful.
I didn't know she was married.
She's got a ring on.
Yeah, but that was from that weird dude. Is that? Hugo's brain suddenly clicks. Is that what she means when she talks about her husband? That weird dude on the cart?
Oh, they're cluing on. You can't hide it for long.
Is that why you smell like a fairy?
That's offensive.
Sorry. A
We're in a
fae.
very no, in general, you can't talk about this place is very entwined to the fae.
I pinky promise I'm not trying to be offensive. I just do not have the terminology that is
Their
correct.
smell.
I don't know how else to describe it. Can someone who is a fae please approach me from a safe distance and explain the correct terminology for me?
We met one on the way in here. No. They're a few generations back. He was saying this like he just assumes everyone knows that Aaron got it from the fae.
He just starts popping off in Sylvan instead. Well, if you're actually a fae, prove it.
Yeah,
Pause
no
there.
idea that changed things.
I think you would get this in your head, like whispered in your ear really closely, and it's like,
Does she know how... Sorry. Do they know how long they've been here?
Have you mentioned that before?
No.
the only phrase you've ever muttered was when Zero asked how long you've been doing this for, and you said since I was born, and that's the closest we've ever gotten, I think.
No, I said a while.
A while, yeah. There you go. So not really.
No,
Actually,
since I was born because
you came out of the womb with a knife.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
That's pretty fucking badass.
That's a callback.
Quick question. Definitely unprompted, 100%. How old are you?
26.
26? Well, look, they all just know by this point, so why don't you just ask her if she's ever been to the Feywild?
Have you ever been to the Feywild?
No.
She's a virgin.
You and I both know that's not true, for one.
Of the Feywild.
Secondly, that would explain a lot.
Is that why when you start nang 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 nang, this one goes wing wing wing?
Now, are we hearing her have a one-sided conversation?
As she speaks out loud, she cannot. She can't. She does not have the brain power to have it inside of her
You
head.
is just staring like, what the fuck is going on?
He realized, because I think he would, through your eyes, realize that Hugle's staring and goes,
Do you want me to just pop out and have this conversation with everyone?
Oh, if you could, please fuck me. I look
Okay,
like
fine.
a fucking moron.
out of the corner, the shadows.
My husband!
Guess what, boy?
Counterspell.
And he steps out, and Dushkin just goes, steps out with an action, goes like,
It's my husband!
What the fuck is going?
Who the fuck is that?
He's got his
This was
version
some
of the big.
random guy that we saw on the road, and she got a ring, and
It's not a random guy. He is
she
an
got a ring
archfey.
and got a nosebleed and passed out, and he just kind of fucked off.
An archfey.
A what?
Great.
I don't think he ever mentioned that. Did you say Archfey?
Yes.
Oh, okay, then
Yeah.
shut up. I'll shut up now.
Oh, no. Zero said archfey.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Because
Would
she
we
got
know what
shown.
that
I'm hearing other people's voices coming out of other people's mouths,
No,
so like my
'cause
brain's
she
going.
Do we
got-
know what that is?
I know that Zero has a concept of what, because he gave her like a fucking massive brain rock
That's right, he did too.
by showing her a
The
glimpse
Feywild
of
and all that sort
where,
of stuff, yeah. I'm going to say you have to make like a history check, but it's fucking high.
18. What am I in?
If you want to, you can roll.
Plus 0. 18.
18. You've heard some terminology thrown around, but you wouldn't clue.
I don't understand how big a deal that is.
But you though, because your favourite enemy is Fae, I think. Yep. So your fucking radar's just like, you get hit with this blistering headache, like, and you're like freaking out. And he just, and he like kind of steps out and he goes,
Very close.
yeah. He steps out real tall, he's got his big hat and he like leans down, has a tip, he goes, good evening, good to see everybody again.
Good evening.
Good, go back to your own country. The fuck did you just say? I went into the bathroom and someone had left a huge floater.
Throw caution.
Throw caution to the wind. To the wind. But he steps out and he looks about at everyone. These big, long ears, pale white face, the grin that goes up way too high, a little pointy nose, big black bulbous eyes that reflect no light whatsoever. It's just pitch blackness. Big, broad brim hat. He's come out in his fresh duds. He's come to a party. He's been invited, so he wants to look really good. And he steps
As he
in.
comes in, Hugle sort of stands in front and pushes Petunia behind him with just the instinct of protecting.
He looks down and he goes, oh my dear boy, if I wanted you a sweet lady wife, I would have done so already. Anyway, this isn't about you. Calm down.
Oh, he didn't like that.
And
Zero's gonna mirror what Hugle's done, and she's gonna step in front of the Wanderer almost in like this social barrage thing, because it's not to protect him, it's to protect everybody else in this tent from making a wrong decision.
leans down. Down to your level. So you really have no idea where you're from?
No.
Head continues to turn. I can't do it because I'm fat. But his like neck goes upside down. What do you remember? What's
It doesn't matter how much you weigh, I don't think you do.
My neck's pudgy.
That's the only reason.
No, brother. No bones, only springs. Tell me, what do you remember?
My earliest memory is in an alleyway in the city, just sitting against a wall.
Yeah, that would explain a lot. I think I'm going to ruminate on that one. It's a bit fun.
Give him something.
Persuasion check.
Porky bear.
With advantage.
Oh, what do we got?
We got a high fidelity snort on camera.
It's 17.
He goes, "Oh, well, if you insist." He leans back down close. The thing with our kind, the longer you spend away from home, the more you're going to forget. So, maybe a little vacation is in order. Don't look at me, though. I'm not going to sugar daddy your little vacation across the plains.
I think I will stay put. Thank you.
Anything else?
You don't? You don't want to know anything? My life has been here. That's who I am. And that's all I need to know.
Okay.
If anything happened before, I guess, this realm, then it's not mine to know anymore.
I would like to schedule in a series of nightmares for them. Flashbacks of where they came from.
They didn't put on the ring. Now, go on, my little dubs, make greatness. I'm gonna go fuck off and cause some mischief. Grabs the top of the curtain, unsockets his arms, and bends back into the shadows and disappears.
Pookie, wait! We will be home for dinner!
Pookie.
You keep calling me that, you can have whatever you want.
As you come back to look at the rest of the crew, Hugle is just staring at you with like what the actual fuck is essentially written across his forehead.
We can discuss this on our little journey if you like.
You can just pull that fucking thing out.
We can discuss this on our little journey if
I
you
think
like.
that would be best.
Yes. Away from other eyes and ears.
Big axe on the table.
Okay.
We'll talk about it more tomorrow. She will not be bringing it up tomorrow.
In brackets.
She's gonna hope everyone goes to sleep and just fuckers.
I'd like to raise a point before we continue.
Yes.
The room just seems a little bit extra spacious now that he's gone. The tent flaps blowing a little bit. Because Voyage and Dog are gone.
Did you dip that whole interaction?
Yep.
So the second your headache started, you basically just disappeared.
There was a series of extremely disgusted expressions, and he was gone.
Where have you gone to? Back to the house?
Find out when the crew
Okay.
continues.
I say Petunia looks notably distressed. That's the first thing like that she's ever seen.
We will. If you're that stressed, we can talk about it when we get home. Just not here.
That might be a good idea.
Okay.
You're not wrong to be fucking worried. That's like the weirdest thing I've seen since I left. And I was in the fucking dead marshes for like years.
So,
Tomorrow.
tomorrow.
I think I need a very heavy drink and I'll lie down. Enjoy your evening. And thank you again for what you're about to do. If you think of anything last minute you need, come and tell me and I'll see what I can do. Thank you. And one of the rangers will open the tent and usher you guys out. And you find yourself met with the cold, brisk wind of the encroaching winter.
Is Voyage anywhere to be seen?
No.
I'll
Go with the wind!
I'll do ascending. Voyage, you're right. That fucking thing didn't take you with him, did he?
No, I am fine. Don't come looking for me just yet. I need to cool off.
Alright. I think it's time for a
drink.
strong cup of tea, if you know what I'm saying.
Like what alcohol is on.
You drink now?
I guess sometimes.
That was about 15 seconds ago.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's like alcohol, but it was very sweet.
Oh, that's unusual.
You guys know how to make those fruit tingles?
That is always one.
You totally could. Yeah.
I just need a few berries and what's that?
Yeah, you beat me
What's
to
that?
it.
Oh, what's that plant? I forget what the plant's called.
Look, any plants you need, I'm sure we can manage.
I forgot the name of it. Fuck, but it's so good. Just
Describe.
berries in this plant.
Yeah, Monica wants to know.
Yeah, so I could help. Oh, I forget what it's called.
Describe it.
Is it? I can't.
Mint.
Fruit. Tingle plant.
No, it's not. It's fuck me.
Fruit the plants. Fuck me.
Honeysuckle?
No, not honeysuckle.
We'll just take you through the gardens on the way
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
And you guys begin to move back towards the Petunia's home. Where's Voyage?
Voyage has dipped to the edge of town for a little while because he's all like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that we've been traveling with one of these fucking things for this long. There is no fucking way. I would rather fucking rip my own legs off than continue one more step in the presence of one of these fucking disgusting creatures. I hate these creatures so much. Additionally, apparently Zefaris is also one. Why didn't I notice that sooner? Would that have changed any of the positive reactions I've had? Holy gods. Why am I so close to possibly two of these godforsaken things?
Existential crisis happening over there.
Yep.
Well, I'll leave it up to you to determine when you intercede with the rest of the party, but eventually you guys all find yourselves at home. And when Petunia, you unlock the front door and you see and Matroya's like doing some of the dishes and stuff and cleaning up, and Mateo's face down on the floor in like just like his pants, like he hasn't got like his spear or anything on it. He's just like, turns his face, like looks up and sees you. Hi.
Oh yeah. She walked past and got the cure wounds on him.
He's just tired. He's
Yeah.
so tired. He goes, I've been up for so long.
We're making drinks.
He's not of age.
Look at the size of him.
And?
Look at the size of you.
Are they still served me when we're out there?
You know what? Why don't you go have a nice lay down?
Didn't they ask you for ID?
Okay.
Makes you feel better. There'll be dinner ready for you.
Thank you, ma'am. Walks to the room. You hear the door shut. The door shuts, and you just hear a. As he like hits on the bed.
Elderflower.
There you go.
It just came to.
But everyone enters home. Matroya sees, picks up the kettle. Water. Yep. Okay. He like begins like filling it up with water. Heats the coals. Puts the kettle on. So, how did everyone's day go?
You just made that thing in the attic.
No.
You bitch.
I asked Siobhan about it, and she said she'd never seen anything like it. So if there was, only you would have known about it. But I looked everywhere, I couldn't
I
find
must
it.
have misplaced. That's alright. Thank you for looking.
She's gonna roll an insight. Let me look here. Where's her insight?
Something bad about to happen.
Insight is wisdom. 11.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Hey.
she fully believes. She goes, why would my new mum lie to me?
It says motherly charm.
Why would my new mum lie to me? She wouldn't do that. And she just continues about potting around in the kitchen. I'm gonna make food. Does everyone want food?
Oh, yes, please.
I can do that. Okay. And she ties her hair up and begins cracking on in the kitchen. But I'll turn it over to you guys. You know, we've got a little bit left before we round up for the evening. What's this evening look like?
I will be making a cocktail for Hugle.
Absolutely.
It will be like, mushing up like berries and stuff like that, like putting them over the pot to make a syrup, and then like same with the elderflower as well, and then it will kind of like be like a little fruit tingle.
You like have to like stand next to Matroy who's like boiling the kettle on like the coals as well. And she goes, "What are you making?"
Alcohol.
Oh, I haven't had that yet. I don't know if I want to.
I can make you a mocktail.
Um,
Non-alcoholic.
So like that drink, but not that drink.
Yes. So same drink, without alcohol in it.
Mom,
I can have this with
Petunia.
alcohol?
Yes, you
Can I have one of those?
Yeah, of course, dear.
Yeah.
I don't
Cool.
like one of those.
With or without? Yeah. Do you want one?
So-
I need it.
2 shots of vodka.
Glug, 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 glug. Thank you.
All right.
You start making a lot of drinks, and eventually at some point everyone's kind of like corrected around the table with like mocktails, fruit tingles, whatever the fuck you make for zero.
It's just straight vodka.
Yeah, just a lot of potatoes.
I hadn't
Just
had
a
it. Like,
singular
they've got these
elderflower.
ales out there discussing. But we went to this bar called Every Nook and Fanny, and they had these on special. It was. I don't know why they named it that, but it seems pretty popular. Yes,
People are weird out there.
you've got no idea. Although I think you saw a bit of it earlier.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, I have so many questions for you.
Ting, ting.
Matroy's, and we look up like,
I mean, no time like the present.
What the fuck?
Hey, Betrayal, would you mind checking on your brother and maybe just hanging out in your room for
Sorry
this
about the
bit?
language.
sure.
Thank you, dear.
Wait for the lead.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So, you remember when we came across that cart with the weird lanky man who didn't look as lanky and as odd as the one you saw today, but maybe similar to. And then there was a ring, and it wasn't going to cost me anything. And I thought, ooh, free jewelry, put it on my ring finger. And then I ended up basically having a convulsion. That was the beginning of my pact with an archfey.
Another place.
2 shots of
Vodka.
So, the magic.
That is starting to become more prominent the more I lean into it.
Is this what the big arms thing were? The Oh my god, this was. I saw that.
It was very first time ever I have done something like that, and it fucking hurt a lot. It is all new for me. I did not know that was what I was agreeing to, because you know I'm shoot first, ask question later. But it's, I mean, you saw, Sebastian could not even get the ring off. As much as, well, maybe now not so much, but as much as back then I wanted to get rid of the ring, I could not have even
But you
if
want
I
to keep him
wanted
around now.
Lipstick in my hair and in a white bag! Look, at first I was very unsure, and it has been a while now, and we have conversed. We have gotten to know each other a little bit, and I think I have come to see that I think it could be mutually beneficial to continue this agreement. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I don't think I could end it even if I wanted to. I am pretty sure even if I chopped the fucking finger off, it would grow back with a fucking ring on it. Or I'd just find it on another finger. Or maybe I would cough it up one morning after eating a nice breakfast. That would be something he would do.
And what was he saying to Zeph?
what Zefaris is as a being is from very similar place to where husband is from. Well, the same place. He's just a lot older.
You've said that Zeph doesn't give off the Fey energy, though, right? From things. Because I think my
Gets all the benefits of being a Fae, but they themselves do not know.
Yeah.
And they do not give off. That's why Voyage's sense doesn't ping. Bit of a, I know it's a bit wacky, but that's a bit of a home thing that we got here. That's how it works in my game.
Oh yeah, I don't have a Fey in mine, it's just undead. There might be some people here that know a bit more about where you're from, Zeph. We don't keep a lot of written histories necessarily, but I was saying the Harengon came from there a while back.
If I'm being honest, no offense to your husband, but
You
if
can
things
offend him.
like he
I
are
don't
from
like him.
the same place that I'm from, I'd
What
rather
the-
not fucking know.
Turn that off.
Parents or not.
There's a lot to the Fae from what I understand, as little as it might be. We only hear stories around the campfire growing up. It's not all bad. There's a reason that things grow so colourful here. This is just a taste, apparently. It's like we were talking about earlier. Darkness and life and beauty and death, and all parts of the same story. Just because that word fucking thing's from there doesn't. Yeah, he's a prick.
Still my husband. Come on.
Was that a conscious choice?
Absolutely not. I was there. She literally went unconscious when it happened.
Listen!
I may not be the authority on marriages, but I feel like that's not the best start for one.
Oh, she was bleeding as well. It was really.
Conveniently also how my other marriage started before that. Anyways, I'm getting
so many
sidetracked.
more questions now.
He whispers into your ear, he's like, that little one's talking a lot of shit for someone I could kick into orbit.
They're just scared because they don't know. They will know. They will learn.
Is he here right now?
Kids these days, no respect.
No, he just left. He's not. Do not retaliate.
I was about to say, like,
There's a corner in your dining room that's like looking mighty like dark right now.
yeah, one of the tall like candle posts just gets that little bit longer. The shadow bleeds a little bit.
I would ask kindly. Please don't provoke the fucking archfey.
Can I ask him a question?
Of course.
Is he willing to help us or provide any information about this dragon that Voyage is after?
Crawls between the table. I think you figured that out quite enough yourself.
Back in front of Petunia straight away.
There's a surprising calm. Like the first time Zeph met him, it was just kind of like, ew, what the fuck? And now it's just kind of like,
Ew, what the fuck?
still ill, what the fuck? But yeah, hey, dude.
Like, ew, what the fuck? I'm not even worried.
But to answer your question, my dear, no, there's not a lot I can give you without it's outside of my wheelhouse. Regardless of how far-reaching I can be.
Vodka?
Give it a try.
I'm good. Any other questions? Oh, my dear, don't look so afraid. I don't bite.
Hugle's
nice.
starting to grip his neck.
I
nice.
Different kind of nice. You know what I mean.
How extra nice do you want me to be? I haven't eaten them yet. Oh, stop that.
We're a married couple.
Smack
Yeah.
him.
Listen, you need to
This is not
understand.
bickering.
Any mistrust you build with them, that directly affects me. Pookie.
Fair. I do need you all in tip-top shape.
For what?
That is discussion for another time.
Shh. And your mouth just stops moving. Anyone looked up in the sky lately? No? I'll let you figure it out then. It very slowly reverses up the wall like a spider. And he goes, well, this has been lovely. You have a lovely home. Thank you very much for inviting me, but I'm going to go now.
You are so rude sometimes.
Puff of smoke, pulls himself into the ceiling and then just disappears.
He's not still in the house, is he?
No, he's actually gone this time. But lives rent-free in my head. Yeah!
Zeph is going outside and looking up at the sky.
Did anyone follow?
Might as well.
I'll get
In
everyone to
theory.
make perception checks. Voyage, are you rejoining at some point?
I was outside of town outside.
Oh yeah, true. Well, you can make a perception check as well if you'd like.
Oh, that's fuck all, yeah.
Natural 20 for a 27.
Yeah!
Hugo's just
do I
watching that
remember?
dark corner. He's not looking away.
That's
Just a
19.
12.
Yeah, we'll see what Voyage gets.
$30.
Wow!
You got binoculars!
He's not the telescopic. You two look up at the sky, and you're unsure if any of your companions can see it. For Voyage, it stems from the fact that his entire craft is built upon being hypervigilant and having sight beyond sight. That is like literally what you were trained to do. For Petunia, you feel it's like that deep set kind of like that boon, that gift of magic that you get from being at your home. As you look up into the night sky, again, it's always been a recurring theme that you can see the moons through the clouds, and you can see like that very vague circle because of the cloud cover. And from behind, if I remember the name correctly, it's Dexter, which is the secondary moon, the blue moon. That little red thrum, bleeding ever so faintly along the edge. And for you two, you would click, and it's not uncommon knowledge, everyone knows about it, it happens. Once every 137 years, the blood moon will appear from behind the blue moon for a week and then get pulled back into its lunar orbit. And you would count, you two specifically, let me just check what I've got written here. On the morrow, you have 1 day before the moon begins its arc across the sky again.
Just for peace of mind.
Mm-hmm. Would Voyage be sitting down?
Yeah, he's kind of like found a nice rock. And Dog is not out. He's got...
Back on the tattoos?
Yep. Hang on. I'm just making sure I've got this correct. Favored enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Gives me advantage on intelligence checks. History. To figure out if Voyage knows the wives' tales that come with the blood moon around Fae and the Feywild.
Make a check. This is the new tavern background. I was like, this is homely.
17.
17. There's a lot of wives' tales that and like folklore that stems around the Red Moon, but with Fae, a common one that seems to get passed around is that's the time that they'll because it's the veil where the Red Moon boosts magic. Thus, any creatures that use magic to like jump planes, all that sort of stuff, that's the time to do it because the veil's so thin. So sometimes, like what are they called? Fizzles? Was that what they were called? The ones that, or whizzles, the ones that used to harass your dad's garden. Yeah, because obviously your dad's been around for a while. Like he spoke about like the last time the blood moon rose is where there was heaps of the little fuckers in the garden and Killag spent like 3 days like hunting them with nothing but a hand knife because he wanted them to suffer. Like he just goes, you fucking little cunt. He hates them. Like that's where your hatred of them stems from. Like they both like just didn't like them. But
there's a tale to come along with that, but that's to be.
No, I'm talking about the Whizzle specifically.
No, I mean there is a tale
okay.
to come along with that,
well,
but that's
yeah.
to be uncovered at the tale.
Kidlag did not enjoy them at all.
Of course he did.
But a lot of Fae will use that window of opportunity to where the veil's thinnest to break through without having to use other tools.
Now, to anyone else who's outside, there's just this echo on the wind. Fuck! 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 As Thaumaturgy is cast on the other side of fucking town.
The windows.
Did anybody hear that?
Yeah, no, he's right about that.
I thought it was a crow.
Can anyone else see that?
He was like just staring back into the dark corner inside the house still. Yeah.
Up.
When Petunia points it out, you guys can see it now.
I can imagine Petunia grabbing Hugle's head like over there. Oh.
Oh.
That's on us tomorrow.
What is it?
It's the Red Moon.
Hugle's history is
Oh yeah, true. I think you'd have a vague collection. Like your mum and dad definitely would have told you about it. Yeah.
That doesn't bode well.
Probably not a great time to be going after an undead dragon either.
Probably not a great time to be doing fucking anything.
Well, no, the gardens will probably bloom nicely.
Can we not just dig a hole and sit in hole for a week?
If anything's going to attack us, that's the time it'll do it.
They can't attack us, we will be in hole.
If anything's going to attack the village and the tribesfolk, that'll be the time to do it.
We'll put them in the hole too.
In the hole.
Zero really doesn't want to deal with this fucking undead dragon. She's been dreading it since the fucking term undead dragon was first said in the campaign.
No one's coming.
We'll put it back.
Maybe ask your friend about that one.
I don't know chronomancy, don't ask.
Fuck. He says no.
He says no.
Ask your father. He said no.
Well, I guess since he's completely useless, maybe I'll ask mine.
Do you really think she'd do that? If she even could? Think about how many things would be thrown out of balance.
No, she won't change it, but she might be able to help us out.
Would she?
I don't know, like I phone what those fruit tingles.
Good save.
Why don't I go find out? And Hugo's gonna wander off towards the garden.
Okay. We are closing in pretty close to when we would normally wrap that up. So I think what we'll do is we'll go like maybe a little 5 minutes longer. We'll quickly touch base, but we'll go with you first because you've kind of had your blow up at the side of town and everyone heard it. You hear a couple of windows like, "Can you shut up?" By golly, rude fucking bunch you are. Thank you for your service, by the way.
You're welcome. Shut up. And you can see it now because he's been there for a little while as all this time's passed, as the drinking's occurred. He's actually begun to wear a pacing trail into the grass. He's all like, back and forward, back and forward. Okay, I need to literally pull my socks up. It's still just Zero and Zeph. It's still just Zero and Zeph. It's still fucking Archfey. And he stops partway on one of the ends, and it's like all the fear and anxiety you see when a child has been severely bullied by something. It is genuine terror. It is genuine holy fucking shit. How did I not know this? I've gone out of my way to know this information so this would never happen, so I could continue to avoid these creatures. And now one is right in front of me. Literally, is it patron?
Yeah.
Yep. Literally the patron for my boyfriend's mother.
My stepfather-in-law.
And then he manages to get himself together enough, and he paces to the other side and he stops. And I could just go get one of the horses. Hell, I don't even need the horses. I can ride dog. I could just fuck off. I could just go. I wouldn't have to ever see that creature again. I could just be gone. I could go and just sort out that paperwork. I could head south because that's where I was told to go. And then I would never have to deal with the Archfey. That could be a great plan. That would be fucking amazing. And then he paces back to the other side again and he goes, but I like these guys. I like these guys a lot and I want to help them. I want to keep helping them. The job's not done. There's still an undead dragon. But there's a fucking Archfey. And it's this constant back and forward, back and forward, back and forward of this internal monologue with lots of weird hand gestures because he talks with his hands, just like I do.
Yeah, me too.
And he's just back and forward, and he's not looking like he's going to return for a hot minute. He didn't wake up until midday.
Yeah.
He's got energy
He's got a
still.
while. Okay. And well, you continue to burn through the thought process. Hugo, what did you set off to do?
So this will be DM discretion kind of choice of how this plays out. Hugo's going to go to the first stack in the garden where he first interacted with the queen.
The stag, yeah.
And going to attempt to cast divination with his last 4th level.
And how does that work?
So normally I would require a sacrifice worth at least 20 gold pieces that is relevant to your religion. I'm wondering if you'll allow what we did in the garden today to play that role. You can decide.
Ooh.
Yeah, so your magic is to put an offering in contact with your god and god servant, or your god servants. You can ask a single question offering a sacrifice. Question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity that will occur within the next 7 days. The GM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen.
I'm going to say...
So Hugo's going to attempt it. You can decide how it plays out. Whether it works or not. Because he doesn't quite know. He's never cast this before.
Roll religion with advantage. And what's the D4 thing that you add? Petunia?
Guidance.
No, well, there was like...
Oh, I'm boldly, it was only 10 minutes.
No, I'm going to say throw one on top. Throw a D4 on top.
Those are 2 4s.
Kidding.
Got
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna
You do have inspiration. If you spend your inspiration, you can roll both again.
And what was the plus? What was the
You get to add a D4.
What am I rolling though? Was it religion?
Religion.
Yeah, so +3. So I'm going to roll these again. I'm going to use my inspiration. Take the coin, sir. They're both 14s. What is the odds that both times they both rolled the
That's
same
nuts.
number? +3 plus
So 14, 15, 16, 17.
another 3, so 20 all up. So Hugle will sit down and pray. I'm not exactly sure how this works, but I hope what we've done for you here today is to your pleasure. But a lot has happened. I'd really like to know if that new moon up there is going to affect us coming in contact with this dragon, or if we're better off to wait. I'm here to do your bidding either way. I'd just like to know if it's hopeless.
Silence befalls the grove. The gardens fall quiet. You listen. You don't hear anything on the wind. No cawing of ravens. The no rustling of leaves. No wind. You resign yourself. You're like, nah, well, can't win them all the time. Stand up, dust yourself off. Turn around, and instantly, like, right in front of you is like that porcelain white mask as she pokes you in the forehead and you disappear spiritually for a second, and we'll end it there and we'll pick it up again next episode.
Beautiful.
I set the DC at 20 in my brain because I know your religion's kind of fucked. Like your religion proficiency isn't that good. But no, I set it at 20 and you got there. I thought the emboldening bond would help, and it did. So good effort. Well done, everybody. A lot happened in that game. There was a lot going on.
Fucking
It
hell.
lasted the whole session.
I know, how good.
These 2 episodes have been an improvement, and everything going forward, we don't have any more popping. You'll hear our whispers and our crunching of food.
I tried, guys. I'm sorry.
And I guess I'll just throw out a thing. Since we're talking Feywild, we've started working on our first adventure module based on the Reliquum Feywild games. So
Yeah, baby!
Fucking
I'll
hard.
throw it out there. If there's any artists out there that want to be a part of it or anything like that, well, we've got some
All
burn
hands
artists
on
here,
deck.
But
Help us.
In our Discord.
Yeah, we'd love to collaborate with the community on it. I've already started. I've written it up. Me and Cody have done a run through. We've got a lot more drafting, but we're going to need quite a bit of art. So if there's anything from those reliquums you guys would like to draw out, we will 100% include it. Or if you want to contact us, I've got a list of magic items and creatures and things we want to make art for. All styles welcome.
Yeah, nothing's off the table, nothing's wrong, nothing's right. It's all part of the overarching product design, but we would love to have you on it. But thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and for those listening in the auditory form. We hope these last 2 episodes are an improvement, and it'll be the way going forward. Well done to everyone at the table. That was a very hefty episode. You guys did exceptionally well, especially with the use of Pookie, very tactical. And we hope
It was my only defense mechanism.
It's the only thing I got. But that's going to be us for this evening, and we'll see you all in the next one. Deuces.
Bye!